Finding those levels, too. Look at that four-punch combination.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass.
And Shakur meeting him with a straight left hand.
Oh, and there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother, Just Due.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Just Do shine, busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Just Do boxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Just Do. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
Gonna tell on your ass what you doing or what you're not doing every single time. You can lie, you can bullshit and all that, but when that bell ring, if you ain't put that work in, it's gonna show, bro. It's gonna show. Not to mention y'all in a sport that can cost you your life. Literally, you can die in this shit. So if that's the case, man, if you gonna do this, don't bullshit with it. If you don't really want it, say to yourself, keep it real with yourself. I really don't want this shit. I can't put the work in that it requires. Walk away. Ain't nobody mad at you. Go out there, you're young enough, you go get educated, get a skill, do something, man. But don't play with this, man. You can get killed in this shit, man.
You can get killed in this, man. What's good with the fam, man? How y'all feeling, man? We back on this Good Friday, man. Hope y'all enjoyed y'all holidays. For those that celebrated, happy holidays to everybody. The new year is coming up, and what better way to approach the new year than with some good old boxing talk, man? Building on this boxing, giving it its just due. With the Bash Brothers back at it again. Oh man, say it ain't so, man. Huh? They let the businessman back early? Who let the businessman back off the porch, y'all? He back off the porch. He back acting up, man. It's good news. Keyshawn Davis and Jamaine Ortiz, man. I'm loving it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm loving this, y'all. How y'all feeling today, though, man, this Good Friday? We're going to build for a little bit. We're going to talk this good old boxing, man. We're going to give these guys they just do, man. We're going to laugh at all the Trey Styles is out there, man. They all who the Keyshawn, not the same Keyshawn that fumbled his bag. Not that Keyshawn, man. Something wrong with this dude, man. He weird, man. Shut up. I told you he was coming back. I just ain't know it was gonna be this soon on this card against Jamaine Ortiz, man. Richardson Hitchens was somebody that was like that close to making the fight with it. So close, in fact, he said he signed for it, but it seemed like it was some miscommunications on one side or the other. Ultimately, that fight fell apart, and the businessman picked up where Jamaine Ortiz left off, or should I say, he picked up where Richardson Hitchens left off, and we got us a good fight, so it ain't nothing to be mad at. Hitchens said on Twitter that this was out of his control. He signed his side, like he don't know what happened, but he said he'll be back, soon with some news with a better opponent. He said he will be defending his title, so all's well ends well. Everything is gonna be all right. But they got the businessman back. We're gonna play the video that he put up on his IG. Keyshawn is a fool, y'all. that man is a fool. We be having all kind of fun. Let me say what's up to the family. BJ in the building. Jordan, my dog, what's good with it? BJ and Jordan. JPZ in the building. What's good, JP? My guy Andrew Graves in the building. Was good, Drew. Was good, family. Y'all hit the like button. I don't know what side y'all on, but if you're on the vertical side, double tap the screen, hit that like button, man. Let's build, support the grind. They're attacking us creators, man. They playing with numbers, but we gonna work through it. We not gonna complain. So look, if you in here, share the live, hype the live. Let's get these live out. Let's hit the like button, man. Support the build. We gonna get to this, man. There's some good boxing to talk about today, man. Dante's boxing talk. My dog, Hitchens versus Puello on that PBC card would be cool. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad at all. That'd be a good fight for him, man. Really good boxing match for sure. You know what I mean? But Keyshawn, they let the businessman out. Y'all, they let him out early. They let him out to play, man. He ready. He look like he ready to go right now. The young man look like he in shape. He look like he been staying in the gym, man, despite him not being in the actual ring since the situation with De Los Santos, right? People been kind of writing him off, man. They like the businessman done. DB3, more like DB2. You get me? Keyshawn fumbled his bag. I told you. Him and Shakur, fake brothers. Oh my God. Y'all, they been complaining. They punching the air right now. Bull City, what it do? Yeah, Keyshawn ready to get back to work. You feel me? It's a good thing for boxing. He got really good energy. He fun to watch, bro. I got to see him fight live a couple of times, and both times he stood on business, and he was impressive, man. Kid is fun to watch, bro. Shout out to my dog, Blaze, man. Y'all hit that like button. Y'all support the build, man. Let's get to this, man. Hold on, man. Let's get to it, man. They out here playing with us, man. They trying to make it hard for us to put this content out, man. And I'm going to just say they, but y'all know what it is. Let's push through it. Let's build on it. They got the businessman back. They got the businessman back early. And Jamaine Ortiz, look, ain't no slouch. That's a real fight, y'all. That's a real fight right off the bat. Know what I'm saying? Been some inactivity on his behalf, right? On his side, right? Since the De Los Santos fight. Mike Magic, what it do, my bro? How you feeling, man? So Keyshawn about to turn this card up. Yep, just what the card needed. You know what I mean? Energy-wise. You give me a little sprinkle of Keyshawn Davis in there, a little sprinkle of the businessman. I'm about to pull the clip up because he full of energy, man. And I just don't know how you can't support this dude. I don't see how you don't like him. Like, it's tough not to. You get what I'm saying? Like, he really one of them ones, man. Really one of them ones, man. It's just a matter of time. You get me? All he got to do is stay focused, bro. That's it. Just stay focused, stay locked in, stay on the grind, and you're going to get it, man. It's all coming to him. You know what I mean? Solid opponent. Like I said, Jamaine Ortiz got a wealth of experience, y'all. This ain't a fight where you could just overlook, right? I know Keyshawn probably going into the fight. Maybe he be the favorite. This will be his first fight at 140. Another division. Technique, what it do? New Fat Boy Fitness, what it do, family? How you feeling, man? Good to see you in the building, man. Yeah, I can't wait for it. So, look, January 31st is right here. We in December. We at the tail end of December. A few days left in the month. and we gonna get right back to it. You know what I mean? We getting right, you know, it's toward the end of the month. It's a good thing that he looked like he in shape. He looked like he ready to go already. You know what I'm saying? That's good to know because he gonna have to be ready. Ortiz is, I'm telling you, he is one of the guys, and I said this even before they announced the fight, even when I thought it was him and Hitchens, was saying all of the same things. He's a slept-on fighter that really can box. He's very athletic in there. He's shifty. You know what I'm saying? He's twitchy in there. He can think. He got IQ, right? He can box. You know what I'm saying? He got some real good experience, right? He got the bigger fights under his belt. Even though he came up short in them, he still competed very well and got a wealth of experience. Some say that could you know, that could serve him well going into this fight against Keyshawn, right? He fought the likes of Vasyl Lomachenko. He fought the likes of a Teofimo Lopez, right? He went the distance with both of these guys. He gave both of these guys all they can handle at certain points. Loma, especially in that first half of the fight, he was on Loma helmet. You get me? But I think, you know, from the mental pressure and different things that you go through, just the stress that Loma put you through being in front of you, you get what I'm saying? I think it wore, you know, Ortiz down in the second half of that fight. And he kind of, you know, he came up short. You know, Lomachenko was able to close the fight stronger than Ortiz and seal it. You know what I'm saying? And that second half of the fight was where Loma won it and where Ortiz it kind of got away from him. But, you know, nonetheless, valuable experience is Lomachenko at the end of the day, right? Yeah, there's not too many people that can say they beat him, right? So Ortiz went in there, though, against Loma. He gave him hell. He gave him all he could handle in there. You get what I'm saying? And came up short, but, you know, Teofimo, look, he got in there with Tio. Tio, who's going up against Shakur Stevenson on the 31st as well, right? Going to be on the card. He gave Tio a headache, man. He gave Tio all he could handle, for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? He really was on Tio foot, helmet, feet, heels, everything. Like, and he made Teofimo come forward. And that was one of the fights, again, more recent memory that showed that Teofimo is just not the best on that front foot. You know what I mean? When he's consistently on that front foot and he got to go get a moving target and you anticipating, you know, what he about to throw next, he don't look his best. I'm just being honest. And Shakur, if you Shakur, you got to exploit that shit. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, Ortiz did go up against that guy in Teofimo that's one of the best right now. That's a current world champion, one of the most established fighters at 140. Accomplished as well. You know what I'm saying? He went up against him. He gave him hell. Some people argue that, you know, Teofimo lost that fight. I know he didn't look confident. I know he came up out of that fight doing a lot of complaining about, you know, with pardon me if I mix their names. I know he did a lot of complaining about how Jamaine Ortiz fought him. Teofimo did, right? But hey, a fight is a fight. He came to box. You came to fight. He had your number. He had a better game plan, in my opinion, than Tio. Tio won that fight off athleticism, right? And just like barely, but it's no real strong case that he secured it. You know what I'm saying? That fight was really close. And then Jamaine Ortiz made a better case that he won against Tio than he did against, you get what I'm saying, Lomachenko. So that's just two really high level experience fights that he got under his belt. Shout out to my guy, man. It was good, family. Cal, cooler blessings, Brody. How you feeling? Good to see my fam in the building. Y'all hit the like. We just gonna build for a bit. We gonna get it in, man. Happy holidays to everybody in the building. Let's talk about it. Like I said, they let the businessman back in the door. Ain't going up against a Jamaine Ortiz. Like I said, just you can't overlook that experience, right? He's been in there with some really talented guys and gave them some of the toughest fights that they both had and made a case, you know, against both of them that he could have won, right? People feel like he won both of those fights. You get what I'm saying? I was there. I seen him live. I remember. You get me? So that's what Keyshawn is dealing with. I think Jamaine Ortiz possibly been in the ring more recently than Keyshawn. I have to go look it up to double check, but you know, that's something that he's dealing with, right? Is the inactivity going to affect him at all? Right? Is the weight class going to be any different? You know what I'm saying? He's fighting a guy that can really go. Is he going to be fully prepared and ready to go? You know what I'm saying? He got a whole bunch of fights. He did make it to be a world champion, right? He didn't get to defend it. So he does have that in his belt, right? That experience, you know what I mean? He know what it feel like to be a champion. He know what it feel like to fight at the championship level. He's done it, and he's performed with flying colors. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think this moment or anything will be too big for Keyshawn. It's just a matter of preparation and just being ready. You know what I'm saying? Being fully focused and dialed in. And I feel like, we seen Jamaine Ortiz. We seen him take some losses. We seen him come up short. You know what I mean? We seen it on more than one occasion. We seen him struggle. We seen him not only struggle, we seen him lose as well. We seen him look good and lose, and we seen him struggle and win, right? You've seen different phases of Jamaine Ortiz, right? So, look, just being blunt, you know what I mean? No pun intended. Shout out to my dog, Blunt Sports Ace. What's good, family? How you been, Brody? Shout out to Blunt. Yeah, it's a beautiful card. I'm loving it, man. August 23rd was his last fight. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. So, yeah, so he's been in there a bit more, recently than Keyshawn, and you know what I mean? He got that to his advantage to a degree, if you want to call it that, right? He's got fights at 140, right? So, you know what I mean? It's just little things, right? Other than that, on paper, skill for skill, this is gonna be a thinking man's fight. This is going to really show, I'm saying, I think a different layer of Keyshawn, right? You know what I'm saying? People I think, be impressed with what he showed come fight night. That's my opinion, right? I expect him to be on point. I know he's been chomping at the bit. He's been dying to get back in there since the situation fell apart with the De Los Santos fight. I know this dude want to prove himself. He got a lot left in him. You've seen him attempt to make some different changes, right? You signing on to Jay Prince. They staying low, staying out the mix. You know what I mean? Doing his little giving back to the city and shit like that. So he still is focused and doing things in a positive manner to, you know what I mean, to stay afloat, man. Now he get to get back where he comfortable at, where he most comfortable, and that's that square circle. And he get to prove it against a very experienced, talented, underrated Jamaine Ortiz that's crafty in there that you just can't overlook. Got some really good hand speed, solid power, right? No big punch or anything like that. But he can box, he can move, he got really good feet. You know what I mean? Jamaine Ortiz overall, in my opinion, like I said, is just an overrated guy. But this is a fight that's gonna prove what you worth, man. This ain't no, you fight Jamaine. That's just easy, guaranteed. Now you gotta come to fight. Jamaine gonna make you fight. We seen it with Loma, we seen it with Tio, two of his biggest fights. Man, he fought very well. So that's what I'm expecting to see, that the best version of Jamaine Ortiz versus the best version of Keyshawn, and who's gonna come out on top if it's that, you know what I'm saying? Shakur and Keyshawn, Shoo, all in the same card. You got the Bash brothers, man. ASAP, Low Dog. What it do? This card turned out, man. Hitchens out. Keys a better style for Ortiz to make a real fight. I get it. Fly frequency, my dog. What's good, Frequent? How you feeling? Yeah, man. I'm glad he back. Shout out to Thrill Hill, man. The OG. What's good, family? Man, y'all feel like we're going to keep building, man. But like I said, let me get to the video, though. Let's get to the video of Keyshawn, man, because, this dude full of energy, and he funny, man. He funny to watch, bro. He like a one-man show. I'm telling you, Keyshawn. Keyshawn don't care where the party at. He going to be the party, bro. You know what I mean? You want to party with the businessman? And, bro, why is he oiled up to the max like he got to fight, like he about to face off, bro? This guy is hilarious, bro. And it's crazy that people don't see it that way. I don't expect everybody to like this dude, but be pretty funny, man. Like, you know what I mean? These ain't bad people, man, that we watching, right? It's a talented young kid that's just having fun, man. Made some mistakes, and he figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? And now he get to be back in the mix. And it's sad. Shame on y'all. I call yourself boxing fans. Praying on this man downfall, man. Hoping that he ain't get another opportunity. Y'all bugging, man. That's crazy, man. Nasty work, yo. Shame on y'all. The business, man. Come on. All eyes is on you. You're the Bash brothers. And they got him slotted. It looked like he the co-main. Let me find out. Key done pop back up. The other half of the Bash brothers back. They co-maining. You know what I mean? We got a bunch of Trey Styles out there. They're going to be punching the air left and right, man. So y'all listen. Y'all be on point, man. Y'all guard y'all six, man. You know what I mean? You get me? Because them fans, they gonna be out there winging, man. They gonna be out there winging and swinging, bro. You hear me? Y'all stay safe out there. You hear me? These people they be going for it, B. They be acting crazy out here, G. So Ortiz reminds me of any style. You know he was doing some training.
We're like, we need some lights in here.
You know he was doing some training with Bill. You know that. Doing some training with Bill, a little bit of work with Bill. Not, I don't think a whole lot, but yeah, Jamaine Ortiz was working with Bill a little bit. You know what I'm saying? What he say? Come on, animated. We need some lights in here. Like, yo, bro, it's a whole movie, bro.
Told you. We're like, we need some lights in here. The businessman is back in action.
Yeah,
the businessman is back in action.
Got some really good.
They just released the news.
And why is he halfway? Why is he fake out of breath? Yo, y'all don't get it, man. People be looking at stuff to hate. I'll be looking at shit to laugh at and enjoy. This dude is a whole character, man, in a good way. You need this kind of energy. And I don't care what you say. You know why I could appreciate all the energy and everything he talking? Because show me a single fight so far in his career, any one of them, where he ain't come in there and stand on business like the businessman and be impressive and look good. Even on his off night, he gave up 2 rounds. You get what I'm saying? This dude don't lose a lot of rounds, yo. He be kicking ass, man. It's fun. He get another real challenge in Jamaine Ortiz. That's why it's fun. But why is he fake out of breath? Bro, he oiled up like he about to do a face-off right now, like he had to weigh in. Howard was good with it, yo. This shit is hilarious, man.
Wonderful news. Groundbreaking news.
Gotta love it.
Christmas Day news. They just released the news. I told y'all I was going to be back and better, right? I told y'all that, right? I told y'all that, right?
Look.
Didn't I tell y'all that? Like a motherfucking diesel Oopa Loopa. Like a motherfucking diesel Oopa Loopa. Don't fuck with him. He's back. On the left-hand side now.
I don't care what y'all say, yo. Y'all bugging.
He's back. He's back. Loopa.
Yo,
like
bro,
diesel.
Shout out, bro. Bro is cooked, yo. Keyshawn Burt. He sounds like a diesel Oompa Loompa. He said he's back. Somebody in the background laughing at him too, because they know this shit is hilarious, bro. But look, and over here, y'all, I just want y'all to enjoy boxing, bro. Just do boxing. Don't do a whole lot of complaining. We just enjoy this shit. This is fun. I'm glad that he back. He made a little mistake. He had a little hiccup. Now he get an opportunity to prove himself on a big stage. You get what I'm saying? The Madison Square Day in the big room now. All eyes is on him. On the Turki card, I can continue to look good. He just got to perform. He got to stand on business the same way he been in every other fight. You know what I'm saying? So far, he's been impressive inside that square circle. So I don't understand how people get so frustrated when he doing what he doing, talking, because he actually backs it up. You get what I'm saying? When it's time to fight, when that bell ring, he get in there and handle business every single time. So it's like, oh man, but this is another thing I wanted to tell y'all. The Bomac news was some truth to it from what I understand. That's the only downside to this. It's like a downside because I love seeing them work together, but from who I hear he working with, he in good hands. But I do hear that him and Bomac ain't working together right now. So, well, some truth to that. Let's get back to y'all.
I was gonna be back and better, right? I told y'all that, right? I told y'all that, right?
Yep, 13 fights, bro.
Like a motherfucking diesel Oopa Loopa. Like a motherfucking diesel Oopa Loopa. Don't fuck with him. He's back. On the left-hand side now.
Bro, shout out. Nope, Blaze, from what I got from the
information
I got. Nope.
He's back. He's back.
But we'll see, you know.
Back and better. On the Turki card, hello.
On the Turki card, hello. Yeah, from what I got, y'all, and that just I got from a solid source that he ain't working with Bomac, and he in fact working with somebody else for this camp. And I don't know if that's the permanent solution, but right now that's what I'm getting, you know.
Like a motherfucking diesel Oopa Loopa. Like a motherfucking diesel Oopa Loopa. Don't fuck with him. He's back. On the left-hand side now.
He's shout out, bro.
He's back. He's back. He's back.
Yo, bro, oiled up to the max. Look, like he got
on the Turkey card. Hello. We went from ESPN to Turkey. We went from ESPN to Turkey. Hello. Back in better. Back in motherfucking better. Jamaine Ortiz. Now look, I see all that arguing and fiddle-faddling y'all was doing on Twitter the other day. It was so hard for me to keep my cool and shut up. I've been knew I was fighting you, but I just had to shut up. I could not say nothing because I ain't want nobody fucking this moment up right here for me. It's official. They dropped. They released it. They can't fuck it up. It's official. It's official. I am back. January 31st. January 31st. The business man's back.
Bro look like he ready to go right now, bro. He said he look like a diesel Oompa Loompa takes the cake, yo. The kid is a fool, bro. You got over 60 people in the building. Hit the like button, sub to the channel if you new. Hype the video, all that good shit, man. Share the lives. Let's keep building, man. This shit's fun.
Call my mama for me. Look.
Yeah,
look.
Cal.
Look how beautiful it is. Come on, man. Look. Watch this. I'm so lit right now. It's 30 degrees. I can't get sick. I'm in shape, man.
This man is a fool, and he in shape.
Watch this. I got something to tell y'all. Watch.
He like he been new because
Today we had that big. Hold on. How you do this? How you do this? I got something to do. Hold on. Oh, this is how you do it. Yeah. This is how you do it. Oh. I'm back.
Bro.
Oh, y'all need. Come big me Ortiz gonna be a good fight.
Okay, what it do, homie? How you feeling, bro?
For taking.
Co-main is crazy, man. You get me from inactivity to the co-main just like that. Let's go, kid.
I ain't
gotta show up on the ass.
So you just fight, stepping up and on the car, taking the fight. You know what I mean? A lot of guts on these turkeys. You never on these turkeys.
That's him skipping, by the way. That ain't me. That's
bro, it take go. I mean, give me like you gave me. I say that, bro. I'm now on live, everybody.
J Prince Effects.
Appreciate you.
That's what I like. Shout out to my guy.
Fighter name, you know.
I hate that it's skipping like that.
That's what they want. You get on. That's just point. Shoot on the, you know, bro. Oh, yeah. Who else? I don't care. Hey, going down.
He hyped up.
Down. Business back. Hey, y'all, when I got. Hold on.
Yeah, that's his shit skipping like that.
The fight. Come on, man. Look. Watch this event, right? I had a event. I already, you know. Everybody.
Man, he threw another event, man, giving away to the less fortunate, man. That's dope, man. All things aside, like again, man, I'm all about giving people they do. We can hold people accountable all day, but definitely this is something that don't get spoken on enough too, though. You get me? Like, he done made some mistakes, but since then he done quieted up, made some changes, and now he got an opportunity to show up. You know what I'm saying? And this ain't the first time. I think this like the fourth or fifth time that he's done this. So that's really good, man. You could tell that that's somewhere where his heart is at, giving back to the people. You get what I'm saying? Less fortunate, and you know he in position. So shit like that, man, I could appreciate, man. Now it's time you got you a date. You look like you've been working. Now it's time to show up.
Right.
Jamaine Ortiz is a real challenge.
After
let me see if he stops skipping it. Let me see.
Free nail style. Free people get their hair. People get
haircuts, all types of stuff.
Hard.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Mass garden.
Yeah, I don't know why his joints are skipping so bad, but y'all got the gist of what he said. He amped up. He say he like a diesel Oompa Loompa. He said he been knew he was fighting Jamaine Ortiz. So maybe that was the issue with why Richardson Hitchens wasn't getting a clear understanding of what was going on. You get what I'm saying? And that's what this situation here also goes to show you how difficult it is to put a fight together and how quickly things could go wrong and how people can go in different directions or change their mind or different decisions get made. Like it's a lot, man, that go into these fights, bro. You get what I'm saying? But Richardson Hitchens said, and he'll be back, bro. He said he'll be back with an opponent soon, with a different opponent. Black boy, what it do, man? How you feeling, bro? He said he talking about fake brothers. Shakur been putting Keyshawn in position. Keyshawn been taking advantage of the opportunities. That's what I say, man. That shit like that, that's what make them the real. That's what make them real brothers. Cause see, I get it. Where you talking about, well, if it's your brother, we'll fight him and make money with him. But you also can get money and help them put them in position to get money and be successful without you having to mess it up with fighting. You get what I'm saying? And like you said, bro, that shit, that's what's real about that, man. Cause ain't no mistake about it. Think about it. He the co-main. You get what I'm saying? Hitchens was supposed to be on this card. Now it's Keyshawn. Telling you, it's all about looking out for your folks when you're in position, bro. That's why I say, yeah, relationships in boxing definitely important, man. Because you won't get. You heard what Keyshawn had said in that clip, bro. You heard what he had said. He put that shit like it's clear as day. Shout out to Mike Brown. Like if it wasn't for Shakur making the coaches aware of him, like you know what I'm saying, putting him on the coach's radar. You get what I'm saying? They probably would have overlooked him. He would have never even been in the position he was in. So I think a dude like that would be forever grateful. And that's, to me, is more real than anything people criticizing him for, right? That's realer than any of this shit people talking about. So he's just grateful for the person that put him in position. And how do you pay him back? You succeed every time you get an opportunity. And especially if it's, you know, from his hand or kind of, you know, on the strength of him. Yeah, man, you just do the best. You know what I'm saying? You go out there and you show people why he been vouching for you, why he's saying you one of the best. That's what you do. You focus on the shit that you can control. And that's what you've been doing. Them giveaways, back to back giveaways for the kids in the city, right? You did mess up. You apologize. You took your time, but you apologized. Since then, you ain't did nothing left or right. You stayed quiet. Now you getting the fight announced. You've been pushing Shakur and Camp from what I've been hearing. You look like you in shape for a fight, which is good because January 31st ain't too far away. So you just got to go out there and make this shit all worth it. You know what I mean? Go out there and you got a real fight. Like I said, shout out to Ron. You got a real fight in Jamaine Ortiz. The dude got experience. He going to come to win. He ain't no scary guy. He a boxer that, you know what I mean? He going to do what it takes to win. So if he got to try to make you come to him and come find him, he'll do it. You get what I'm saying? He'll definitely do it. So you got to be prepared for that. And you got to find a way to make sure that the inactivity not affecting you, right? They ain't giving you no excuse. You got to come out here and win. You get what I'm saying? So good fight for the card, man. I think it boosted the card in a sense, right? You got the Bash brothers back on the card together, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to make the most of it, man. And you fighting a guy that really gonna want to win. Like this Jamaine Ortiz win this fight right here. This could change everything for him. You know what I'm saying? You could really be the launch pad to greater things for Jamaine Ortiz. So think about how that motivates him. Think about that, how he becomes the first person to get the next person to have an opportunity to try to put the loss on your record. You know what I mean? Something that nobody's been able to do thus far, right? And you built your fan base. You've seen it out there in Norfolk when you fought, and then people showed up. You had that sellout. You get me? So you got a fan base out there, and Jamaine Ortiz is trying to disrupt all of that, right? So he trying to show that you know what I mean? You don't belong at 140. You know what I'm saying? He coming to win. That's why I like this fight. I like this energy that he's showing, man. Nah, it don't hurt their brand. In what way explaining brotherhood hurt their brand? You got in what way? Think about it. Shakur Stevenson is getting the biggest fight of his career right now outside of Tank Davis, and Keyshawn Davis is getting a meaningful fight in the co-main. You get what I'm saying? I just think people don't like it, but it's no way it could hurt it. No, you think somebody gonna say we not messing with them because they standing on their square? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? It's just a couple of simple-minded people in boxing that just can't accept that shit deeper than boxing. You know what I'm saying? Some shit deeper than going to put your hand on somebody, especially if I done been with you at your lowest and highest point, then I put you in position to get money. There you go. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. So people can't understand it because it's just like simple-mindedness, right? You know what I mean? But now it ain't no such thing as over-explaining it because people keep asking about it. Can you say people keep asking about it? Are they over-asking about it? They ain't over-explaining like you ain't never seen them come in no interview and just like for no reason start talking about that. People keep asking them about fighting each other over and over. So at some point, you got to get mad at the interviewer for keep asking the question. The same old question to get the same answer over and over. They can't over-explain it if people stop asking, then they won't talk about it. Because they've been said what they said, you get me? So all we got to do is just let it go. You know what I'm saying? Leave it alone. But anyway, let's keep going, man. That's neither here or there. We got real fights going on. If you know, this card is a good one. We're going to enjoy it, bro. I'm glad to see him back in action. It didn't matter what card he was back on. I'm just glad to see him. But sooner than later, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, man. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Tio literally brought it up in front of Shakur like he's not fighting Shakur, right? Tio a damn nut, bro. Yeah, he did. He did. It's the same old shit, bro. Like, you know, I just see it for what it is, right? People just won't get off their back about it. If people would have accepted it from day one and just shut up and stop asking, we wouldn't even have to hear about it. But people keep like forcing it. And the fact of the matter is, it's sad because the business of boxing is not geared into trying to make that specific fight. And for what? You get what I'm saying? Because a couple people online talking about it. That's what I'm saying. That's what's wrong with boxing, man. People just don't get it. Right. Yeah, I want to see what women be going through now. That's what I'm like. They keep on asking. So what about it? And I played this series of clips the other day just to highlight that. You see how every time you turn around, somebody like, well, what about this? And what about that? So I'm glad they just put it to bed. Hopefully they won't ask about it and overdo it no more. Hopefully they'll just leave it where it's at. But never mind that, because that's not nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? The real shit to talk about is how he gonna look at his first fight at 140 with some time off and some inactivity. You get what I'm saying? Against a seasoned guy. You know what I mean? Seasoned guy. Let me pull up Jamaine Ortiz resume, man, because Jamaine Ortiz fought some solid competition, bro. It's a good fighter, man. It's a really good fighter. Really good fighter, man. Really good. PGH, big dog. What it do? Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's the key word. That's the key. Shows that, you know, do what they do. And there ain't nothing wrong with it. You ask the question, you answer it the way you answer it. For me, I get tired of people asking it before I was somebody answering the question that they've been asked over and over. But that, like I said, neither here or there. 22-1, Jamaine Ortiz, man. Them two losses came from some of the absolute best. Huh? Lomachenko, Tio, UD in 2024. He fought him back in February of 2024. It was a UD, but it was close. Remember, y'all, 115. What was it? 113, 115. Twice. It was. Then 111, 117. That was bogus as hell right there. Steve Weisfeld was tripping, but Dave Sutherland and Tim Cheatham had it on point. That's what kind of fight that I seen against Tio and Jamaine. That shit was close, not 117, 111. That's just my opinion on it. For Vasil Lomachenko, it's funny because he had a 111, 117 card for that too. And I don't think it was that kind of fight either because it was too close. But look, 113, 115, 112, 116. That's a little closer. I can live with those, but the 111, 117 was no. You know what I mean? But he fought Loma in 2022. You know what I mean? In October. of 2022. For Antonio Moran, that's a seasoned guy. He's been around, right? Got a UD over him. Lost to Tio since then. He's TKO Christian Mina. Got a 4th round TKO. UD over Yomar Alamo. He didn't look his best in that fight. So he's fight win streak. He got 2 KOs, but one of them UDs was a little sus. He's on his only losses is come to them defeat. I understand that, but our way out there, he tends to, bro. You know what I'm saying, man? So he got some solid names on the resume. Got some solid names on real good experience through that. Like I said, the only losses came to some of the best, and Loma and Tio. So, and like I said, it's a real good case that he could have beat Tio for sure. So let's see. Tio only lost 1 fight. Yeah, Cambosis. Yeah, Tio lost 1 fight. As far as Tio, he looks shaky in some fights, but we'll get to him. But yeah, man, businessman. It's time for him to step on business, right? This is that's something to think about. Is Jamaine Ortiz the best fighter that Keyshawn Davis have fought up until this point? Something to think about. Pretty skillful guy. Pretty skillful for sure. Definitely got a good amount of experience for a non-champion, right? He's fought in championship fights, but just didn't win them, right? So we got that working with him, man. Let's see, though. But skill for skill, this should be fun. Keyshawn got the Olympic pedigree. Obviously, a silver medalist. He got less fights. You know what I mean? Jamaine Ortiz has that over him, right? He got more experience, pro experience. He got 23 total fights. This would be his 24th fight. Keyshawn, what is this, about his 14, 15 fight as a pro? You know what I'm saying? So, there's that. You know what I mean? But he 29, 5'8", 69-inch reach. Keyshawn got the longer arms. He taller, younger, but more consistent in terms of his performances throughout his career, even though Jamaine Ortiz is a guy that, like, obviously, like I said, you can't overlook that dude. You know what I'm saying? He's fought some talented guys amongst the amateurs. So these are good amateur, but this ain't the amateur ranks, right? I think it just comes simply down to preparation, man. If I'm looking at it on paper, I think Keyshawn got more tools, obviously, right? But Jamaine Ortiz, what he does, it works for him, and it's tricky, right? If you're not prepared. See, Tio wasn't prepared to have to be on the front foot and go get him. And doing so, he looked bad doing it. And he got exploited, right? What kind of fight is this going to be for Keyshawn? Is he going to have to go cut the ring off and go find Ortiz all night, right? Or is he going to fight in a different manner? Because he can switch it up and come forward and be on the front foot. That's the tricky thing about Jamaine Ortiz, man. It depends on what kind of fight he's trying to fight, because I've seen him be on the front foot, be a little more aggressive, right? But it's always that comes with a price, because he slows down in the back end, right? But even with boxing, I've seen him, you see in the Tio fight, I thought he did relatively well, but those lows in the fight, I think it would hurt Jamaine Ortiz at times. You know what I mean? Setting a pace, I think it's going to be important for him to fight and set a pace that he can maintain throughout the night. Any big drop-offs or anything like that I've seen him have in multiple fights, that'll result into rounds for Keyshawn easy to me. You know what I'm saying? I think Keyshawn, one of his best attributes is being able to slow a fight down and go through the gears properly, like knowing when to turn it up, picking his shots really well, not forgetting to go to the body. Just really polished guy, not out of position a lot. He know how to tie you up, slow you down, right? Neutralize you in the inside, and he can work in the inside. We've seen that. Got really good uppercut. He got that pull counter. I wonder will we see the return of the pull counter in this fight. But he got one in there. He got one in the tool bag. You get me? So I just like the set of tools that he got. And, I feel like he puts them together better. Ortiz is a guy, he like to pick and poke, right? Pick and poke and move and be shifty. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't always, suit him, right? It doesn't always work out for him. Sean built himself, sparring the greatest outboxers in the world. Sean might be too late. Yeah, I'm telling you. You better not. get on the front foot against Key. It's gonna get interesting if he do. I would love to see it, man. Shout out to Naoya Ortiz, Mike outbox Key. Look, good step up. Said that Tio Shakur on the card, legit facts. I like it, OP. I like it. It's a good card. It's a nice, strong card. That's how you deliver one for the people, man. Nice, solid card, top to bottom, man. We got some good fights on there, but yeah, look, you're in there with a really good boxer, and anything could happen. But it's like I said, it's all about that night. And are you prepared? Are you ready? Keyshawn is hyped. Look, he already looked ready to go now. He oiled up, flexing and shit. He oiled up, flexing on him and shit. You know what I mean? Having fun, man. He probably can't wait.
And family, y'all was doing on Twitter the other day.
You know what I'm saying?
It was so hard for me to keep my cool and shut up. I been knew I was fighting you, but I just had to shut up. I could not say nothing because I ain't want nobody fucking this moment up right here for me. It's official. They dropped. They released it. They can't fuck it up. It's official. It's official. I am back. January 31st. January 31st, the big man is back. And that's all that matters. Call my mama for me. Look. 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 Look how beautiful it is. Come on, man. Look. Watch this. I'm so lit right now. It's 30 degrees.
Man.
We went
Z, what it do, homie?
Turkey.
Hold on. I got to rewind it back to the part.
He's back. He's back. He's back. Back in battle. On the Turkey card. Hello. We went from ESPN to Turkey. Told y'all that, right? Didn't I tell y'all that? Like a motherfucking diesel Oopa Loopa. Like a motherfucking diesel Oopa Loopa. Don't fuck with him. He's...
Bro is a whole fool, bro. Can't wait to see it, though, man. Can't wait to see it. And again, why I enjoy his banter because, like I said, up until this point, he's always fought in a way that you can have fun with, right? So he go in there, he get on it, he get on that. So ain't no better way to challenge yourself against somebody that's got a ton of experience, that's been in there with the likes of the Tios and along with some of the best in the world, right? You know what I mean? Fought Antonio Morans, right? The Alamos that been around the block. He fought even Jamel Herring, right? He fought Nair Albright, right? That's something y'all got in common too. You know what I'm saying? You get Nair Albright, Joseph Adorno. He fought Suleiman Sagawa. He fought some people, bro. He fought some solid competition. And he did well against these guys. He beat guys. So he got some really good wins over some really experienced guys, man, that, you know, Keyshawn gonna really have to show what he worth in this fight. Like, it ain't no gimmies. Right. And watch, I expect, you know, Ortiz to make him work for it. But look, I ain't about to hold my tongue. Competitive fight, I expect it to be that. But I expect Keyshawn to show exactly why he the businessman, why he was a silver medalist, why he was a world champion with 13, 14 fights in, right? That's what I expect. You, the younger, fresher guy, you ain't lost yet. The book ain't out yet on how to beat you. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't feel like Jamaine Ortiz is going to present something that he's never seen before. That's just my opinion based on his experience, you know, from through the amateur ranks through the Olympics as a professional, you know what I mean, with all the different sparring that he's getting, right, with the world-class guys, some of the best, like Mo City said, shout out to Behind the Hands TV, some of the best outboxers in the world. You get what I'm saying? Some of the best outboxers in the world. So I think he'll be fine. It's just all about preparation and being on point. And, you know, maybe this not being with your initial trainer there's always that element, right? But from what I understand and who you with, you'll be fine. So look, it's just all about going out there, doing what you do, bro. Being a businessman, having fun is your show, bro. And for you to come back as a co-main event on this card in the Garden is great, bro. You get what I'm saying? And you're doing it with your brother, the same one you started with. Y'all eating together. Like, there's other ways for y'all to do it. And that this is what it is. I want to see. I'm here for it. May the best man win. Like I said, Hitchens said he'll have a different fight lined up with a better opponent. So let's see who that is. But in the meantime, this fight card is solid. Really good one. You know what I'm saying? The boxing did us right with this. They did us right with this. You know what I mean? You got Shushu up there fighting Carlos Castro. That's the guy that Cool Boy did beat, but he got knocked down by, right? You know what I mean? Carlos Castro got some skin in the game, but look, I'm gonna be honest. I expect Shushu to do what he do. Shoe York City, you get me? He gonna put on a master class. I think this is gonna be one of the more impressive performances from Shushu. I do believe that. I think because of the situation, the moment, right? I think he's gonna take advantage of it. This dude is really fun to watch. Like, and I'm talking about not just on TV, in person, bro. He got this energy about him, this aura. You know he mean fucking business. Like, I don't care what you say, Shushu, whatever, whoever beats him is just gonna just be better than him. And that's just gonna be what it is. Because other than that, like from the walk, the focus, right? Being dialed in, understanding the moment, executing, being prepared. He on top of that, he checked all them boxes, bro. Dude, fun to watch. And I'm telling you, if you not on his level, if you don't belong for, he gonna beat you up. It's gonna look bad. If you tough, he just gonna beat you up. I'm telling you, he gonna beat you up. I like Shushu. He older than what some are with the amount of fights that he got, but he here now. You know what I'm saying? It's only up. He just got to make the most out of every opportunity. And this is where you get to shine again. I think Carlos Castro in trouble. I think Shoe York City is gonna be Shoe York City. Welcome to Shoe York. Do you know what I'm saying? What can I say? Young and beyond that. And I love his demeanor, bro. Like he got a mean streak too. He got that turn up in him, right? I like it. So I expect him to shine in there, man. And you got Carlos Adames and Ammo Williams. It's another really good fight, man. Ammo is tough. He's shown the ability to like take a bit of a beating, right? Unfortunately, right, he got touched up pretty good by Alejandro Shiraz. The loss on his record. I seen him have some tough rounds recently in his most recent fight. He got through it though. But I'm expecting Carlos Adames to win this fight. Experience level, think he's just more polished, further along in his career. I think Ammo got a really tough fight on his hands. I do. I'm not saying he can't win it. It's a winnable fight, but that's like 60-40-ish to me, something like that, because he shout out to Max 7. What's good, fam? Yeah, he is another tough fight for Ammo. Respect to him because he get matched up fairly tough, but shit, I got Adames in that one. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if he stop him, but I definitely got him. You got Big Baby Miller on the card, Kingsley. I don't know much about this cat that he's fighting at all, or the guy and that's starting the car off. I don't know those two guys either, but we'll see. Big Baby Miller, his make or break. Every fight I think moving forward for Miller is make or break. If you don't win, you fall and sink into irrelevancy. If you ask me, you know what I'm saying? Fall and sink into irrelevancy. Devin too big for Shakur. But got to fight both of them. Never heard of Shushu either. He says, while he training Keyshawn now, who else could be training him? Somebody from Core Camp, one of the coaches from Shakur Camp. I don't know if I wonder, is he going to speak on it or just pop up? But that's what my information is telling me. Is somebody that Coach Ron Sims, matter of fact, I'll say it on here. So you just look out for him. If you see him, man, you see an OG in the corner, you will know, But he's in good hands if that is the case, from what I'm hearing. So he'll be in good hands, though. I mean, I know you will never know what the situation is, but maybe felt like he needed some change. Who knows? But he'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Ron Sims, Jordan. So somebody to look out for. You got an Instagram too. Somebody that's been, I think, pivotal into helping Shakur too. You know what I mean? Helping out and keeping him on point. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you just see like they just continue to be in a position where you can help somebody, and that's what you do. I think that's what make that shit real. I mean, it's dope to see though. You know what I'm saying? Having the resources to be able to point somebody in the direction of somebody that's going to look out and make sure they're good. You know what I mean? Because, boxing, you're only as strong as your team in a lot of cases, in most cases, right? Probably damn near all cases, right? So, I mean, it's one thing you can have all the talent in the world if you ain't got the system in place, right? And the people that's surrounding you, man, you're gonna miss the mark in some areas, right? So hopefully, man, any changes that he make is ones that's beneficial for him. So just want to see the dude go out there and do him. You know what I mean? He's a fun guy to watch, like I said. So this is a good card coming up in January, man. Let's see how he look against Ortiz. First fight at 140. It's finna be a breeze, you know? Finna be a breeze. Finna be a breeze. But let's see, yo. Let's see. But let's keep building, man. Let's keep building, man. According to J. Prince, keep Keyshawn focused, yeah, man. I think they could be a good, positive influence for sure. Let me see something. Corbin putting in some good work, man. But to your question though, as far as Tank having to fight them both, Devin, it sounds like he too big right now, but you know, I guess it's one of the things you have to revisit it. You have to visit that situation when you get there. You know what I'm saying? You never know once he get a fight at 140 how things could turn out, you know? Yeah, he being core corner. Ron Sims, one of the most intelligent coaches alive. Shout out to Ron Sims, man. Right now, another Devin Glazing. Nah, man, look, James, shout out to the LDVC, though. You know what I mean? But shout out to them. Big shout out to them. You know what I mean? It's all love. But I rock with Devin, though. You know what I'm saying? I just don't you know, I try not to overdo it with no fighter, bro. I ain't perfect either. People accuse me of being a Devin Haney like channel before. I've heard it. Shakur channel, Devin channel, Tank channel. I've heard it all, but for me, I just try to be fair to these dudes. That's all. Devin proved a lot of people wrong. He's standing the test of time, and he putting himself in position to make another run. And I'm here for the journey. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna exaggerate when it comes to, you know, what I think of him as a fighter. A hell of a fighter, one of the best fighters in the world, one of the best boxers in the game. But I ain't about to overdo it. Like, so he gonna have some tough fights. You know what I'm saying? But he continued to win, so all I gotta do is support him and respect it, you know? Yeah, hell no, yeah, for sure not. I can't. But speaking of this card, though, I was saying Cord putting in some work, man. I just like the work he was putting in.
5, 4, 3. Come on, bang, 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 bang. Good for 10 seconds now. 10 more seconds on this side.
Can't believe I made it. Used to wake up and get faded. This Hollywood left me like I just hopped off the sleep.
Yeah, like to say I hate the music, but yeah, man. See, he ramped it up, man. He working hard, man. That's what I like to see, because I think he, you know, fighting the best guy you've ever fought. You got to treat it like such, right? And cross every T, dot every I, man. So the hunt continues, man. Corey B. Yeah, man. Big homie call. They don't like that, bro. They trying to force they trying to listen. They trying to force that conversation with him and the Devin fight, bro. They like, nah, man. Nah, he said this, man. Shut up. Let's get through the fights we got, man. Well, I know y'all proud and loud because he beat Norman. I get it. Y'all got y'all chest poked out, feeling like Debo. I get it. Just pump y'all brakes, though. You get me cut with a dude, man. And that Kung Lao hat, yeah, you know it. That kind of man acclamation fight, buddy. Going, man, I'm telling you. Hey, don't tell him nothing, George. Shh, they too busy complaining, man. Let him cook. You get me? Happy holidays to the queen. Tay, how you feeling? The real queen of MMA combat. How you feeling, Tay? Happy holidays to you, queen. But yeah, let's keep going, man. We got a great card on the way, man. That's what I just want to see the best possible card. You know what I mean? Good matchups, good fights. Let's see what Big Baby Miller got left in the tank. I don't know the two gentlemen that started. No matter of fact, I'm lying. Kevin Castillo, I heard of Kevin Castillo. So I ain't heard of that guy. But everybody else, we locked in for. I think they're good fights. Jarrell Miller, we can see what he got left in the tank. Shoo. I mean, Carlos Adames and Ammo Williams, great fights. Ammo took a bad loss already. Do he want to lose again? It's funny because the guy that he lost to is a guy that Carlos Adames got a draw with and should have beat, right? And Hamza Shiraz. So let's see how he prepares himself for this fight, because this is going to be tough for him. I don't think he could just bulldoze through Carlos Adames. So he's going to have to box, be smart, and he's going to have to be defensively responsible, man. As he start getting, man, as the fight wear on, he start getting easier and easier to hit. That's one of the problems that Ammo start to have, man. He was getting touched too much. I feel like in his last fight, and I think Carlos Adames is just better than his last opponent, right? So he got his work cut out for him for sure. I lean towards Carlos Adames. Wouldn't be surprised if Ammo pulls it all because he's talented as well, but this might be too much right here. You know what I mean? A little too much. And Bruce, shoot about to, you know what I mean? Carlos Castro's, he about to get hands, feet, fingers, toes, everything put on him. Kitchen sink, getting beat up. And the unknown is Keyshawn and Jamaine. I heard some people saying 50-50 fight. I ain't about to argue with nobody. Cool. We got us a 50-50 affair. May it be the best man versus the best. Let's see. Jamaine Ortiz got something to prove. He fighting another Olympian, man. The last time he went up against an Olympian, it was a double gold medalist in Loma. Fought very well, fizzled down the stretch. Can he box a better, smarter fight against Keyshawn Davis? Can he box better than he did against Tio, right? Can he be more fan-pleasing? That is why he doing it, right? Can he secure the win? Do we got that gear to beat Keyshawn Davis? You get me? Because he can box. But can he do it for 12 rounds? I don't know. This will be a knockout in this fight. You know what I mean? But I tell you what, Keyshawn already for not to be having a fight, he looked like he's in some really good shape. So it's going to be interesting to see how his body adjusts and how he acclimates to 140. Because it's a hell of an acclimation fight. I ain't going to lie to you. It's a tough one. You can't play with him. You know what I'm saying? And he been trained by the great 40 mil Bill. Damon, what it do? He been trained by the great 40 mil Bill. So might have some tricks up his sleeve, man. Debo, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Debo, Reef, my dog, man. What's good, Damon? How you feeling, my guy? Debo get his turn. I'm telling you, just wait his turn. You know what I mean? Wait around. You showing me staying ready, so he don't got to get ready. Yeah, man. He been keep pushing core in camp, so it's always a good thing. Iron sharpening iron, staying focused, locked in with people. You seen Crawford in the shadows in the background as well, putting in some work. That's what you want to do. You just want to stay locked in, stay disciplined, and don't forget your time coming. Huh? Y'all ain't happy to see the businessman back? I'm ready to see him kick some ass, man. James said Tank beats all these guys easy. You really think so, huh? Nah, I think James, I think at the top level, I don't think none of these fights easy, you know? But I get you. You feel like they all easy work for Tank. I mean, while we talking about core, let me play something else. Because Bozy said something interesting, man. Let me see the shout out to the homie YS.
See a lot of people going back and forth with it. Some people think Tio got the advantage because of the weight and that he's athletic and explosive.
No.
Some people say Shakur is the better boxer.
Yes.
Right? How you see that fight ending?
Well, they saying, you know, they've got the weight and all that. I see Shakur boxing big guys, light heavyweights and all that stuff. Just like Boosie, you know, they
light heavyweights
and put heavyweights down.
Light heavyweights.
I think that's the right move for him. You know what I mean? Get up, and I think he can really do good at that weight.
This isn't a stoppage.
I'm looking at a decision, not a stoppage. But then all according how Tio come in. Tio come at him, you know, he's gonna run some shots.
Tio is talented, bro. Stopping him ain't gonna be no easy feat. That dude got a big ass head. He could take a punch. He's pretty tough in game, man. But anybody could run into his shot. You know, it's boxing. But outside from that, you know, I think the likelihood of the knockout, I'm thinking decision. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a really good chess match. That's what I expect to see. But I like playing clips from Bozy, man, because he's just an OG. Gonna tell me how it is. He hasn't seen him spar with some light heavyweights. That's crazy. You know, put some big guys down. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is it's not all about strength and power, but I think when it comes to that department, as I've always stated, then Core holds his own, right? You heard it from Sean Porter. Don't take it from me. He said, yo, he's surprisingly physically strong, man. I was in there wrestling with him. Can't just throw him around. So I think when it comes to inside, you know, physically, you know, handling your own and being able to keep somebody up off you, I think that's something through the fights, through his career that he's done an excellent job at doing. And if you mess around, it'll catch you to the body. It puts you down. You know how he had some good body shot knockouts in his career too. You know what I'm saying? You seen this shit with Padley, and I ain't talking about that one. I'm talking about, you know, much earlier in his career. So he is solid, good body puncher. And I think that's where you attack Tio at. He's athletic, he's shifty, He gonna want to, you know, box and try to look good, take the air right up out his cells, man. Stab to the body is an excellent weapon. Keep a jab in his face and present a moving target, man. Tio do not like people that move consistently and don't give him the look that he wants. I've seen it more than one occasion. He gets frustrated. He shows his hand. He overextends. You know what I mean? And as good as his feet are, as athletic as he is, right? You can neutralize that athleticism and the quality of his feet by forcing him to do what he's not best at. And I've seen it consistently when Ortiz did it in his fight, in the most recent fight to date, right? You can't get enough about the Sandor Martin fight. Those things exist, right? We point to those fights because you those are on, you know, those are on film. You got 12 rounds here, 12 rounds there of not looking your best, giving up rounds, being outboxed, being outthought from round to round, right? You're not this super explosive guy at 140. Yeah, you still got something. Yeah, I don't think you should go in there. Nobody should go in there, you know, trying to see if Tio was feather-fisted or not, right? That'd be dumb, right? I think the guy can crack good enough, right? But that's just, he's not the knockout guy, right? That they looked at him as when he was at 35. So it's simple. So this fight, more than likely, you got guys that's going to have to outbox one another. Shakur going to bring his tools, you know what I mean? Strap on his hat and go to work. Same thing with Tio, right? Is it going to be the athleticism, the foot speed that people keep talking about at Tio, right? You get what I'm saying? Is he going to be able to be flashy, right? Is the showboating? Is he going to be able to get in Shakur's head under his skin? Can he force mistakes? Can he force Shakur to fight the wrong fight, right? Can he force him to fight his fight instead of Shakur's? That's interesting. That possibility is there. It could happen, right? Anything could happen, right? So I can't wait to see it, man. May the best man win, but y'all already know who I'm rocking with, and I ain't being shy about it. Tio, your ass is cooked. You get me? You done said no to too many people. You should have said no a couple fights ago. Now it's no way out. It's no way out. Felt like that. There's no way out. Nah, this is going to be a good one, though, man. I think people are going to walk away from this fight January 31st being impressed with both guys. Shakur, I think he definitely, if his hand get raised, I think you're going to have to look at him in a different light. And I think that's why he seeks out challenges like this. I'm glad they got on the phone. They showed everybody out there when you want to fight, you get the fucking fight done. You don't do a whole bunch of BS and call my lawyer and you'll call him and call that one. Nah, I'm gonna call you. Hey, yo, what's up, bro? I ain't got nothing lined up. What you on? No, I ain't got nothing lined up either, bro. I want to fight you. I want to fight you. I bet. Let the people know nobody got in the way. We got us a fight. Simple and plain. None of this funny shit. And furthermore, I'm glad that Teofimo Sr. was asked the question, did he have to go through a lot to get this done? And he was like, no, they wanted to fight each other. I love to hear it just in the terms of boxing because it validates the shit that I've been saying. When people really want to fight, as long as you ain't got nobody on the outside with influence and under the powers that be pulling you in another direction, more than likely you'll see a fight. And that's what we got. And I think Keyshawn is an addition to the card as great. Like I said, shoe, Carlos and Diamonds, ammo. You got Big Baby Miller for those that still rock with him, man. And I'm looking forward to this. So January 31st, we got one, man. We got one. We get to see Keyshawn finally at 140. See what he gonna look like, man. Because there was some confusion. I wanted to clear that up about Keyshawn fighting Lewis Crocker, right? They had threw that out there. Keyshawn, you know what I mean? And we gonna get into this too, y'all. Shout out to my homie Prize Fighter, man. We got 100 people in the building. Hit the like button, sub to the channel. Let's keep working, y'all. You know what I mean? So he said, I hate when we talk about January. Yeah, right. It's crazy. So it was some confusion, right, out there, y'all, about if Keyshawn Davis was fighting Lewis Crocker. You know, Lewis Crocker is supposed to be Devin Haney's fool, right? I ain't calling him fool, but that's how they look at it. It was a unification for Devin Haney. And Eddie Hearn did an interview and he mentioned Keyshawn's name. I'm gonna pull that up for y'all so y'all can hear the context in which he mentioned his name. But people, I guess, and shout out to the song, but people took that, I guess, that clip and ran with it and they looked at it as, oh, Keyshawn Davis is about to fight Lewis Crocker at 147 because Eddie expressed the interest in making a fight with Keyshawn. But, you know, as we know, Keyshawn is going to 140 to fight Jamaine Ortiz. So Devin Haney fans, man, y'all can relax, man. Y'all can put y'all pistols back in the holster. Hey, Haino's clan, y'all can put y'all pistols back in the holster, family. Like, ain't nobody still no fight. Keyshawn minding his business, all right? Put the weapons away. Put the weapons back in the holsters, all right? Just chill. This was a little bit of misinformation. People jumped the gun. I'm going to pull up the clip so y'all can hear. I think they took what Eddie was saying a bit out of context. I don't think he was saying this was next or anything like that. But, man, the Haino's clan was going crazy. And Keyshawn Davis, and how he gonna fight? He never fought. He fumbled the bag. He never fought at 140. How he going to 147 for a title? I'm like, damn, just chill. Think Edward got it wrong, man. Think Edward was wrong on that one, G. Let's get it, though. Let's get it. Let's get it, though, man. Let's see what it's hitting for. So, yeah, Lewis Crocker and Devin Haney might have some issues with this Lewis Davis, too. I mean, so.
Lewis Art for the Ring magazine, joined here on Christmas Day with Eddie Hearn.
So this is where he mentioned this, y'all. This is where they got this Lewis Crocker business from, and he said something very interesting in here that I think if you part of the Haino's clan and Devin Haney's your favorite fighter, and I rock with him too, so I think you all should listen in on this, right? He says something very important about Turki, and it's very consistent with what we already knew about Turki, right? This is a guy that talk no Tom and Jerry. He looking for, I think, a certain caliber of fight. At least that's what I would think, right? I wouldn't be surprised at him not being a fan of Lewis Crocker is a little aggressive though, but I wouldn't be surprised at him not being a fan of Lewis Crocker, right? He don't really, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, when I was in 2024, if you asked me what I'd do the next year after, I don't think I'd be in Saudi Arabia. I don't think I'd be interviewing you.
No.
I'm sure you'd say the same, but yeah, Merry Christmas. How's things going?
Thank you. Yeah, good. Obviously, look, it's an honour to be asked to promote this show on behalf of Ring, and obviously we're running all the operations for this show, so I had to be here, really, and I'm glad I'm here because it's a great card. But Christmas was officially Christmas Eve this year, and ducked out early Christmas Day, and then found my way here. So looking forward to Saturday. I think it's a brilliant fight card, I really do, and I think, you know, you've seen so much in Riyadh, particularly this year, but over the last 2 years, undisputed heavyweight world championship fights. Of course, earlier this year, Bivol Beterbiev, the ring card with 2 Ben Eubank fights, Times Square, Canelo coming here. And quite remarkable to think all of a sudden we have one undisputed champion in Naoya Inoue, you know, and you really want as many undisputed champions as possible because I think it's so good for the sport. And you get Usyk, you get Bivol, you get Crawford, you know, and previously Canelo, and then all of a sudden they've all gone, and it's just Naoya Inoue. So, you know, great to see him again in the flesh. Good fight against Picasso, and a brilliant card as well. Big sort of Japanese against Mexico lineup.
Yeah, definitely. And just before I do get into the card, I guess, this is the final show of the year. Obviously, a big 2026 is planned for you, but how do you reflect on 2025, would you say?
I'm knackered, to be honest with you. I'll be honest with you, the last month I've really felt it. Like, I've knocked my absolute bollocks out this year. I really have. Couldn't have worked any harder. Loving what I do, loving where the sport is, loving the different intricacies of what's happening, you know, Ring, Saudi, DAZN, Netflix, BBC now, TKO launch. So yeah, I think the sport's never been in a better place. I've never been more excited about the stable that we have as well. So I think that we've had a great year. I think you know, moving into 2026, we know exactly what we want to do. I think we've got a great relationship and understanding with the audience and with the fans. Obviously, last week was crazy. Yeah. And it's given us a real big boost as well, because AJ, you know, and sometimes when I say things like AJ's now the biggest star in the sport again, everyone starts going, but tell me who is then? If it's not AJ, it's AJ. So we're back firing and ready to attack 2026. Do
you think it's hard to ever, like, when it comes to the start of a year like 2025, it's hard to, or even 2026 next year, it's hard to like project what you want because it can change so much, like?
Yeah, you know what you want. You want great fight cards. You want great fights. You want great undercards. You want the team to make sure that they do a solid job promoting. We drive the profile of the fighters. The content's creative. You know, the in-arena experience is great. The schedule on DAZN is like there's so many boxes to tick, but it always comes down to your product. And your product is the fights, what happens in the ring. And as long as you get that right, everything else can follow. I think that in boxing and in business, but also in life, if you stay consistent and you do the right things, good things are going to happen. And that's a real reflection on AJ against Jake Paul, because we were a little bit lost with AJ, not because we didn't know what we were doing, but obviously had a long time out of the ring, and we're trying to manufacture a path back in. We're going to fight out here on November 22nd in an 8-rounder for, you know, I don't know, $1 million, right? And then all of a sudden, Gervonta Davis is out of the fight. We get a phone call, we step in, and it changes everything. You know? So that's, and by the way, we deserve that. And when I say we're a team, but Anthony, I deserve it as well, but Anthony deserves that because he works harder than anyone. He's true to the game, he's true to himself. And like I said, that is a real, I like it when things like that happen, because it shows that all your hard work and your consistency pays off. Because sometimes, if you're him, or if you're in life, you're looking and you're going, where's the break coming? I'm working my bollocks off here, where's the break coming? I had it a little while ago, I'll be honest with you, you know, around the 5v5, like that kind of time. Fuck me, we were getting battered in everything. It was like, I can't actually believe what's happening here. And then all of a sudden, the hot run comes, because that's about the consistency. So I'm so proud of him. And I know obviously everyone takes piss at me about being, but he's just such a, I had a, you know, great meeting with him yesterday. I'm really, really proud and buzzing.
I wanted y'all to hear some of what he just said about AJ getting back, how he had to manufacture a get back for AJ because they ain't know what they really wanted to do. I'm telling you, boxing is just one of them sports. Ain't shit for sure, man. I'm telling you, AJ needed a confidence builder, and if that confidence builder came with the kind of payday that they said he received from Jake Paul, shit, why wouldn't you do it? You get what I'm saying?
About where we're going.
Yeah, before we do get into that, just touching on Saturday as well.
Look, as long as we talking boxing and not disrespect, I don't block anybody. So don't block nobody unless it's something crazy. Other than that, just let them live. So shout out to you. Part of the conversation. Let's get it.
Do you think there's pressure on Inoue and Nakatani because obviously the focus is to make that fight, but you know, they've got two tough opponents in there before that.
Yeah, I think that, you know, Inoue sometimes shows, say, vulnerabilities. I mean, he's been dropped.
Hey man, y'all, we getting up for Nakatani 4 in the morning. That's 4 in the morning. We hitting different, don't it? Feel like a zombie out there watching the monster, man. Monster got to get on the premium TV, man, early as hell in the morning, man. But we might. I gotta see how I feel. I might do it though, because I like Monster. Monster coming back. I believe a bigger fight is after that Picasso fight, so I don't mind. Monster always must see TV, so we'll see. Let's keep going.
Quite a few times, but then you kind of get a bit excited that, you know, when we had Akhmadaliev, I really believed he'd beat him, and then Picasso as well can really punch. So it's like you get carried away, but then you watch him in the flesh and you realise how sharp he is and what a big puncher he is. So obviously for Japanese boxing, everyone's gearing up towards Inoue against Nakatani, but you know, Hernandez and also Picasso, they're dangerous fights. Every fight on this card is actually a banger. And to the casual audience, you might not have necessarily heard of anyone, maybe outside Naoya Inoue, but it's a really good night of boxing. And the pressure's on Nakatani as well, because that fight's massive in Japan, Inoue against Nakatani. That's a mega fight. And that's what they're gearing up to.
When you've seen,
they both gotta perform, man. They fighting on the same card with plans on fighting each other. They both gotta perform, Junto Nakatani and Naoya Inoue. But because they serious, man. I think they're gonna handle business, man. Yeah, man. Lisa, that's how they do it. How you feeling, Queen? They do it 4 in the morning, bro. Have us calling Naoya Monster Inoue at 4 in the morning, bro. You feel me, Queen? I might pull up. Look, we got about 150 people in the building. Double tap the screen if you vertical, if you horizontal, hit that like button, support the grind. Let's keep going. We got Eddie Hearn. He gonna get to this talk about this Keyshawn and why they assumed that he was fighting Lewis Crocker, but that ain't the fight, man. And then, you know, some news for the Devin Haney fans to listen up, something to take heed to.
The Neri fight, and I know he finished very strong in that, but also the Cardenas fight, where that was a heavy knockdown. Do you think people are starting, like Inoue's, I guess, starting to see almost like a ceiling when it comes to jumping weight classes?
No, I think that probably sometimes you can lose a little bit of focus and just maybe not be as motivated by the opponent. And I think he had true fear over Akhmadaliev, and I think he would have been 1,000,000% prepared. Maybe, you know, when he fought against Cardenas, he came over, you know, he's fighting in America, I don't know, Neary. You never know what happens behind the scenes, but look, you know, you can get dropped by punches, and Picasso can punch as well. So, you know, I believe he'll stop Picasso. But
yo, Damon, you never seen Junto fight? Oh man, go look some of it up, bro. You'll appreciate him. For a smaller guy, you would like Junto Nakatani. He get to it. And if he don't, he the kind of guy, if he don't stop you, he still will box you down and put hands on you, right? But he'd knock you the hell out too. He got some crazy knockouts too, man. You gotta see his knockout on one of the Maloney brothers. I forget, what was it, Jason? Goodness, man. He fought one of the Maloney brothers and damn near sent him to the upper room, bro. For a small guy,
I think it'll be a fun fight while it lasts.
I wanted to ask you about Willie Ball against Taraji as well. Obviously, with the interest of Bam Rodriguez as well. I know IBF have got a mandatory there in Andrew Maloney, I believe. Do you think that there's any realm that Maloney steps aside? I know he's saying he doesn't.
Well, he would do if the deal was right for him. Yeah. Everybody would. Do you know what I mean? You can say I'm not stepping aside, but
shout out to my homie, the L Dub, the plug, man. Y'all go tap into the plug, man. If y'all want all y'all real boxing, no narrative base, behind the hands TV. L Dub boxing, the casual corner, man. You know, go tap in. Trust me.
I'm not, you know. But ultimately, there'll be an amount of money in the pot.
I play. I'm playing this, y'all, so y'all can hear it out his mouth and see how people will take what he said here as if Keyshawn Davis is fighting Lewis Crocker, but glad that we know that that ain't the case. And that's why I said shout out to the plug, because he knew what time it was beforehand.
Be an opportunity for a deal that makes sense for Maloney. And, you know, we've spoken to the IBF. He's obviously put the pressure on the IBF. There would have to be in that agreement for it to happen. We don't really, if we can't get that undisputed fight next, we're moving up.
Yeah.
So, but that's really important to get that fight, I feel. You know, Bam's been unified before, obviously at flyweight. I really feel like that undisputed tag, and when you look at that top 5 pound for pound, the new pound for pound rankings without Terence Crawford, it's Usyk, Inoue, Bam, Bivol, right? So you're talking about Bam at his age already number 3 on the pound for pound, and we want to try and move up that rankings, and ultimately with Usyk probably departing at some point, Bam and Inoue are going to be those flagship guys for quite a long time. With guys like Shakur, with guys like Boots, with those 27, 28-year-olds coming through.
With Bam as well, and I know obviously bantamweight would be the next move, but if you see, I know there's big fights at bantamweight, but you know, the bigger fights, if you look at someone like Inoue and especially Nakatani as well, do you think there's a potential round where he skips bantamweight and just goes straight up to super?
No, I don't think so, because we're so young. So, like, we're not looking at Inoue as, we've got to get there as quickly as possible. We're just like, when we move towards that weight class, we have no problem taking that fight. So, but we've got so much to do. Like I said, undisputed at 115 pound would be lovely.
I like that. I like that, y'all. I like that. I was talking to my bro earlier, and it was some talk about how they're going to move Bam when it comes to the Inoue fight. And I'm glad that he said they ain't going to rush it, right? Nah, man, that's greatness. You can't rush greatness. Move them up gradually, how you supposed to. Keep letting them pile up their accolades. If Inoue is there, when he get there, then strike while the iron hot, but don't do anything outside the norm to make the fight. Like, let that man grow into the weight classes, move up gradually, and just get the full, get the max potential out of him, right? I ain't saying you gotta, slow walk it, but don't rush it. I'm a fan of not rushing it. But you ain't got to over marinate nothing or anything like that. Just let that man get there when he get there. Anyway, still there, then do your thing. But anyway, even talking like his time is coming, is ended, coming to an end soon in boxing. So just never know. This card will start tomorrow at 5 a.m. because Garcia versus Kenshiro is off. Dang, 5 a.m. Okay, 5 a.m. That's a little bit better, duh. I might get up and try to call it. I've called several monster Inoue fights, man. People be up at that time. It's crazy, but they do. They be up. But let's keep going, man. Eddie was saying a lot in this. That's why I wanted to play this, y'all. He also said something in another clip about Crawford not being Mount Rushmore. I got to grill him a little bit on that, but let's keep going.
You get Bivol, you get Crawford, and previously Canelo, and then all of a sudden they've all gone, and it's just Naoya Inoue. So, great to see him again in the flesh. Good fight against Picasso, and a brilliant card as well. Big sort of Japanese against Mexico lineup.
Yeah, definitely. And just before I do get into the card, I guess This is the final show of the year. Obviously, a big 2026 is planned for you, but how do you reflect on 2025, would you say?
I'm knackered, to be honest with you. I'll be honest with you, the last month, I've really felt it. Like, I've knocked my absolute bollocks out this year. I really have. Couldn't have worked any harder. Loving what I do, loving where the sport is, loving the different intricacies of what's happening, you know, Ring, Saudi, DAZN, Netflix, BBC now, TKO launch. So yeah, I think the sport's never been in a better place. I've never been more excited about the stable that we have as well. So I think that we've had a great year. I think you know, moving into 2026, we know exactly what we want to do. I think we've got a great relationship and understanding with the audience and with the fans. Obviously last week was crazy, and it's given us a real big boost as well, because AJ, you know, and sometimes when I say things like AJ's now the biggest star in the sport again, everyone starts going, but tell me who is then? If it's not AJ, it's AJ. So we're back firing and ready to attack 2026.
Do you think it's hard to ever, like, when it comes?
I just don't. I think the whole thing, you know, AJ beating Jake Paul doesn't just catapult him to the biggest star in the sport. I just think as long as he's competing anywhere amongst the top of the division, he's going to be a force, right, to a degree, as long as he's winning fights. He is coming off a knockout loss and an injury with inactivity. I don't see how all of that, you know, with, you know, adding in beating Jake Paul after that time and that loss puts him right back at the top. Like, I think you got to make that statement after he beat somebody that, you know, actually was a realistic threat to him. Realistically, just being
comes at the start of the year, like 2025, it's hard to, or even 2026 next year, it's hard to, like, project what you want, because it can change so much. Like,
yeah, you know what you want. You want great fight cards. You want great fights. You want great undercards. You want the team to make sure that they do a solid job promoting. We drive the profile of the fighters. The content's creative. You know, the in-arena experience is great. The schedule on DAZN is like, there's so many boxes to tick, but it always comes down to your product, and your product is the fights. What happens in the ring, and as long as you get that right, everything else can follow. I think that in boxing and in business, but also in life, if you stay consistent and you do the right things, good things are going to happen. And that's a real reflection on AJ against Jake Paul, because we were a little bit lost with AJ, not because we didn't know what we were doing, but obviously had a long time out of the ring, and we're trying to manufacture a path back in. We're going to fight out here on November 22nd in an 8-rounder for, you know, I don't know, $1 million, right? And then all of a sudden, Gervonta Davis is out the fight. We get a phone call, we step in, and it changes everything. You know, so that's, and by the way, we deserve that. And when I say we're a team, but Anthony, I deserve it as well, but Anthony deserves that, because he works harder than anyone. He's true to the game, he's true to himself. And like I said, that is a real, like, I like it when things like that happen, because it shows that all your hard work and your consistency pays off. Because sometimes, if you're him, or if you're in life, you're looking and you're going, where's the break coming? I'm working my bollocks off here, where's the break coming? I had it a little while ago, I'll be honest with you, you know, around the 5v5, like that kind of time. Fuck me, we were getting battered in everything. It was like, I can't actually believe what's happening here. And then all of a sudden, the hot run comes, because that's about the consistency. So I'm so proud of him. And I know obviously everyone takes piss out of me about being, but he's just such a, I had a, you know, great meeting with him yesterday. I'm really, really proud and buzzing about where we're going.
Before we...
Now, that's another thing people don't take into account. This is why I wanted y'all to hear this too, because this was recently, you know, obviously him speaking after AJ. Thank you. After AJ has already faced Jake Paul, and he was getting all the criticism, but you heard him. And this is him he's speaking true as a promoter, man. You see a guy that's just got his clock cleaned by Daniel Dubois. He got knocked out bad. That was a bad knockout. Now he coming off an injury, layoff. Now he about to come back, fight some old random Joe Schmo for, like he was saying, just for example purposes, $1 million. Then you get the call with the fighter Jake Paul. So you heard him speaking about when is AJ gonna kind of get that break, because he's been working his ass off all his career, and that break is one of those fights where it just don't present that much danger to you, but you're gonna get paid, and that's what this provided. So him as a promoter, that's doing well by your guy. It's just some people that they just don't realize or identify with it because it ain't the sexiest pick. But from a promoter standpoint, man, him making sure his guy got a bag secure like this is doing his job for real. Because look, then you can continue business as usual, right? That's just a little pit stop for some money, like a little sparring match almost, right? You knock a guy out, get paid heavily, and just move on to the next. Probably, I don't know, in a weird way, build some confidence. I don't know, got some some rounds up under you, you know what I mean? Shake off a little bit of rust to a degree. You know what I mean? You use these situations to your benefit. And that's if you Joshua and Eddie Hearn, that's what you do. One thing I could always respect about Eddie Hearn is his loyalty to Anthony Joshua. Win, lose, or draw, he rocking with this dude. If Joshua lose, you could see it, he be hurt. Like, Joshua lose, he be hurt, bro. He lost to Daniel Badu's. Eddie be hurt. A piece of Eddie be going with him. I'm telling you, when Joshua lose, heart stopping everything, Eddie be out there sick. But his loyalty to Joshua is to be respected. I can rock with it because he ain't left that man side no matter what kind of performance he had, right? Win, lose, or draw, the meltdown in the ring, he right there by, man. That's something I can rock with, you know what I mean? I know he wanted to set Joshua up to retire on a high note and send him off making some money if he could, you know. That's the promoter in him. You know what I mean? Y'all hit that like button, y'all. Let's keep building, man. We're gonna rock out for a minute.
Do get into that. Just
thing is, though, he ain't get 92 million, though. You know what I'm saying, Shay? That's the thing. They was pushing it, but Eddie Hearn spoke on that too. He said, nah, he didn't get no 92 million, but he said it wasn't AJ's biggest payday, but it was a substantial one, is what he said.
On Saturday as well. Do you think there's pressure on Inoue and Nakatani because obviously the focus is to make that fight, but you know they've got two tough opponents in there before that?
Yeah, I think that Inoue sometimes shows, say, vulnerabilities. I mean, he's been dropped quite a few times, but then you kind of get a bit excited that when we had Akhmadaliev, I really believed he'd beat him, and then Picasso as well can really punch. So it's like you get carried away, but then you watch him in the flesh and you realise how sharp he is and what a big puncher he is. So obviously for Japanese boxing, everyone's gearing up towards Inoue against Nakatani. Yeah. But, Hernandez and also Picasso, they're dangerous fighters. Every fight on this card is actually a banger. Yeah. And to the casual audience, you might not have necessarily heard of anyone, maybe out.
Yeah, vice versa, Damon, vice versa. They made each other a lot of money. It's been a very healthy, lucrative relationship, successful one through the ups and downs. So that's what it is. Yeah, anyway. And shout out to my guy Dub. He said the car should be starting at 5 o'clock.
Side Naoya Inoue, but it's a really, really good night of boxing, and the pressure's on Nakatani as well because that fight's massive in Japan. Inoue against Nakatani, that's a mega fight. Yeah, and that's what they're gearing up to.
When you've seen the Neri fight, and I know he finished very strong in that, but also the Cardenas fight where that was a heavy knockdown. Do you think people are starting, like Inoue's starting to see almost like a ceiling when it comes to jumping weight classes?
No, I think that probably sometimes you can lose a little bit of focus and just maybe not be as motivated by the opponent. And I think he had true fear over Akhmadaliev, and I think he would have been 1,000,000% prepared. Maybe, when he fought against Cardenas, he came over, he's fighting in America, I don't know, Neri. You never know what happens behind the scenes, but look, you can get dropped by punches, and Picasso can punch as well. So, I believe he'll stop Picasso, but I think it'll be a fun fight while it lasts.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about Willie Bowler against Taraji as well. Obviously, with the interest of Bam Rodriguez as well. I know.
Something I wanted to comment on, something that he said, explaining why Inoue get dropped. And he said it spoke out about a lack of motivation because of the opponent. I think that's something that's overstated, right? Because, you undefeated. You lose. That's it's a setback. You a lot of times you be getting the best version of these guys. These dudes be wanting to win too. So I don't believe in not being motivated when you got somebody that can possibly knock your head off, knock you out, beat you, and stop everything you got going on. I think that's motivation enough. But I think if you great, and real recognize real, when you in there with another great, you gonna make sure you prepared to deal with that. But I don't know. Anyway, getting dropped because he a little arrogant and cocky at times, and he get caught. That's all. And he just not perfect, but still very hard to beat, and he undefeated for a reason.
IBF have got a mandatory there, and Andrew Maloney, I believe. Do you think that there's any realm that Maloney steps aside? I know he's saying he doesn't.
Well, he would do if the deal was right for him. Yeah. Everybody would. Do you know what I mean? You can say I'm not stepping aside, but I'm not, you know. But ultimately, there'll be an amount of money in the pot where there might be an opportunity for a deal that makes sense for Maloney. Yeah. And, you know, we've spoken to the IBF. He's obviously put the pressure on the IBF. There would have to be in that agreement for it to happen. Yeah. We don't really, if we can't get that undisputed fight next, we're moving up.
Yeah.
So, but that's really important to get that fight, I feel. You know, Bam's been unified before, obviously at flyweight. I really feel like that undisputed tag, and when you look at that top 5 pound for pound, the new pound for pound rankings without Terence Crawford, it's Usyk, Inoue, Bam, Bivol, right? So you're talking about Bam at his age already number 3 on the pound for pound, and we want to try and move up that rankings, and ultimately with Usyk probably departing at some point, Bam and Inoue are going to be those.
They go to pound for pound list that he talking about, y'all, without Crawford on it, with Bam Rodriguez at 3.
Flagship guys for quite a long time, with guys like Shakur, with guys like Boots, with those 27, 28-year-olds coming through.
With Bam as well, and I know obviously bantamweight would be the next move, but if you see, I know there's big fights at bantamweight, but you know, the bigger fights, if you look at someone like Inoue and especially Nakatani as well, do you think there's a potential realm where he skips bantamweight and just goes straight up to super?
No, I don't think so, because we're so young. So, like, we're not looking at Inoue as, we've got to get there as quickly as possible. We're just like, when we move towards that weight class, we have no problem taking that fight. Yeah. So, but we've got so much to do. Like I said, undisputed at 115 pound would be lovely. Then a world championship to become a 3-division world champion. Like, he's going to super bantam. He may go to feather at some point. So 4 or 5 divisions.
See? And that's where anyway say he could cap out at featherweight. So I feel like if that fight is really in the cards, it'll happen at some point. They ain't got to rush it. I like the fact that he don't want to skip over weight classes in effort to try to make a fight when you got work to do. Move up accordingly. Chase greatness, chase history. When you get there, you get there. If that man is still there, go remove his damn scalp and keep it moving.
Division champion is well within the realms. He could have actually won a world title at Lightfly earlier on, but yeah, so lots to do. No point just rushing and missing weight classes. Like I said, the Inoue fight is not the be-all and end-all.
Yeah.
We're up for it when we get there, no problem at all. And I know that the world would be absolutely in love with that fight, which will probably be at the time number 1 and number 2 on the pound for pound list.
You mentioned it there about AJ. Yeah, let's go on to it. You know, it feels like he's already a massive star, but it also feels like he's entered a new market now.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, especially the women. You know, all the memes. It's like, who is this guy? And then you've got like the UK fans going, do you not know who this guy is? And I've got to be honest, a breath of fresh air. Like the whole experience. You know, we've had our ups and downs with MVP.
Yeah.
They couldn't have treated us better. I thought they'd done an amazing job. Netflix, like the fight, like I was talking to AJ yesterday, it's like, although we expected him to get him out of there probably two rounds or 3 rounds quicker, I was actually quite pleased that we ended up getting 5 and a bit rounds, because like if we would have gone in there and blasted him away, and by the way, that could have happened, it's not like we didn't try, you know, we would have sort of come out without much experience in there. And I know it was only Jake Paul, but the fact that he did those rounds, actually quite happy with it. I thought Jake did really well. I don't really.
It's all about putting your man in position, get him some rounds, the minimal threat, but maximize the payday. That's good business if you Eddie Hearn. Not putting your guy in the most dangerous situation for the most minimal money. That's just not.
Listen, I'm not gonna blow smoke up Jake's ass, but I'll give it to you straight. I thought he'd done really, really well. And people go, oh, he was running and he was holding. What do you expect? Yeah. What do you think he's going to stand there?
Could have AJ cut the ring off better? That's the argument.
Maybe, but when you're moving that quick, like, and he has been out of the ring for 15, 16 months, but also, Louis, to be honest with you, he wasn't really like rushing his work. Like, he missed a couple of times, but it wasn't like he was desperate to get him out of there. He was just like, okay, this is how it's going to be. I'll just cut him off eventually. I'll beat him up and I'll break him down. What he said he would do is he would break him down and he would, well, finish him in boxing. and he's probably done both of those. I mean, definitely did the first part, but the injury is a shocker, and it's not one that you can necessarily bounce back from. Like, I know that at the moment it's like, but especially when you're not, where you got lots of other stuff in your life as well, you know. So, but I think Jake Paul deserves a huge amount of respect because he did it in the first place, and he landed some shots, you know, and he took some decent shots. And by the way, the shot that broke his jaw would have flatlined most heavyweights.
I think it was a hell of a right hand that he landed on AJ, knocked the sweat off his joint, but AJ just walked through it. You could tell that it's just levels to this shit. And Jake Paul wasn't no heavyweight because maybe they the same size, or maybe if he was actually a heavyweight, that shit would have impacted AJ differently. But he walked right through it.
And he went down and went, wow. So you have to give him credit. And, you know, the whole experience was fantastic.
He went on the Impulsive podcast. I don't know if you heard what he said, but he said he won the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, and then wobbled him.
And then he wobbled him. Yeah, what did you make of that?
Yeah, listen, there probably was a round that was quite close because no one actually did anything.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know if they released. It's strange they haven't released the scorecards because I'm sure if they won rounds, MVP would have gone, look.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so I don't believe he won any rounds on the scorecards. But listen, maybe he did. I don't know. But he definitely didn't wobble AJ. But he did land. He landed his biggest shots. Yeah. With a couple of, you know, like right hands from the gods. But he's just not big enough. He doesn't punch hard enough to you know, I'm sure it got his attention, but he certainly wasn't wobbled. But he did really well. And by the way, people moaning, like I think it was Sergio Mora, who, listen, I love Sergio, but he's like, he's a disgrace, like he ran. It's like, mate, what? Yeah. Like he also held his feet and threw. He didn't not throw any punches, you know.
Yeah.
So, like, you've got to understand, he was so far out of his depth, and it was a horrendous mismatch. It was always a horrendous mismatch. So you can't expect him to like go in there and like stand and trade for 3 minutes. Yeah. His job was to survive, and look how far he got. I didn't expect him to go that many rounds.
Yeah. I don't know if you I don't know if you saw more of that podcast with what Jake Paul's mum had to say about you.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't have been more complimentary about Jake Paul. I've got a smug face. I actually shook his dad's hand in the ring and said, well done. I didn't see his mum, otherwise I would have. But yeah, no, it is what it is. But Logan was obviously giving AJ complete stick the whole fight, which is a bit
weird. He was allowed to be that close. I don't know.
It is what it is. I mean, like, it wasn't overly sportingly, but you know, apparently I looked smug when AJ won. But whatever. Like, I give Jake I've said in every interview, full respect to Jake Paul, and you know, I think what he done was admirable. So I would like to apologise to Mrs. Paul. I didn't intentionally look smug. I wasn't. I couldn't have been smug because it didn't play out like I thought it was going to play out. I thought we were just going to flatline him in a couple of rounds. So there's nothing to be smug about. But we won, and you know, best of luck to him.
What's the conversation been like with AJ since?
Not for nothing. AJ still fought like a guy that needed to build his confidence back after getting knocked out. Yeah, it might have been a considerable deficit, skill gap, and all of that stuff. But he fought almost in a way where you know he was in there with a guy that couldn't do much with him, but he still had to be sure himself. You could see with his approach. At least that's the way I read it. He still was careful, right? He wasn't just, this is Jake Paul, I'm gonna just blow through him. Like, he still respected the fact that he had a guy in front of him, if that makes sense, right? And you could see that he still was looking to, I think, use this situation to build confidence, because getting knocked out the way he did against Daniel Dubois ain't nothing to play with, man. That's real. So you know, I level with him to a degree, but going to be interesting to see what his next option is after this Jake Paul. Yeah, we get that. That's the money grab. We get it. But what you going to do? What's your real comeback plan? Because y'all was talking about him being a 3-time heavyweight champion and retiring possibly in 2026, which is right here, right around the corner. So we'll see. We will see.
Fantastic. Just buzzing. Like, he's just got so much spring back in his step. Obviously, you know, what happened sort of gets your attention and starts making you think about other options. And you know, we've got obviously deep conversations with Turki Alashikh to fight in February. Could turn into March because the February date is 7 weeks away. Saturday, like he's going to go, you know, have his Christmas and everything. So, you know, like you said about America, all of a sudden that market opens right up. Like, we've just got to plan really carefully now. The focus for us is to fight Tyson Fury. The focus is trying to regain the World Heavyweight Championship. So we'll speak to His Excellency this week and start securing some of those plans.
Is Rico Verhoeven the main target for that?
He's someone that's been mentioned by His Excellency. So, you know, it's a little bit out there. I mean, he's a massive star in the world of kickboxing. We've just done, although a professional boxer, someone that came from the YouTube world. So, but, you know, we also know that we've got, you know, probably not as much of a limited time as I thought we might have, because right now AJ's feeling like he wants to go on for years and years. But we also understand we're in the last chapter of his career, so we want to plan it out. And we want to make sure that the people that have supported us, like Turki Alashikh, get first dibs, if you like. And ultimately, Turki Alashikh wants to make the Tyson Fury fight. So we could go straight into that fight. You know, I know Tyson wants a warm-up fight, and you know.
Do you want to go straight in?
Yeah.
Would AJ want to go
I don't see the point, but I'm not saying, oh, it's a joke that Tyson's going having a warm-up fight. He's been out for a year as well. So although we only fought Jake Paul, we still had a fight. But AJ does want to build off the success of the training camp with Team Usyk, and he's excited to keep improving. So,
told y'all, bro, that was a little more than the photo op. Alexander Usyk was really helping AJ, and somebody had mentioned it in one of the streams the other week. Like, it'd be dope if Usyk was training AJ. Nah, that's actually happening. Giving him some pointers. I don't know if he's gonna do a whole camp, but he is working with him.
I think we will fight. But if they turn around to us and said, let's just do that fight in May or June, we'd go straight into it.
Do you feel like more than ever you think you're confident that AJ would stop Fury?
Look, Fury's a great fighter, right? I've always believed that AJ beats Tyson Fury. I just feel at the moment like life's about momentum and confidence. And like I said, although it was only Jake Paul, the training camp, everything, the way he's feeling physically, he believes he knocks out Tyson Fury. So do we. But there's no point talking about it. Let's finally get these two in the ring and find out once and for all.
Yeah. Just moving on quickly. I know I know a few weeks ago, Ring put out their interest, or Riyadh has put out their interest to making Hamza Sheeraz against Diego Pacheco. That fight's obviously just been ordered for the WBO super middleweight world title. Yeah, obviously a fight that you definitely have a lot of interest in making with Diego and Hamza.
Absolutely. I mean, Diego, you know, had a tough fight last time, but that was a tough fight against Sergio, and he's been through all of the tests that you need before you roll the dice. He can't do any more, so it's time to roll the dice. Hamza's got an interesting decision because he's also been ordered to fight in Billy. I think probably, given Pacheco's last performance, they'll probably fancy the Pacheco fight more than Billy. But if he don't want to fight Pacheco, we fight Jacob Bank, who's next in line for the world title, which we're happy to do as well. So Diego Pacheco is fighting for the world championship in his next fight. Hopefully it's against Hamza Sheeraz, because Hamza's a brilliant fighter, and I think that's a great fight between two really talented young 168 pounders. So we will wait and see.
Yeah, Conor Ben. I interviewed Conor Ben last week at the Indigo show, and he sort of hinted at a potential Cinco de Mayo clash with Ryan Garcia.
Joe was good.
I know Ryan Garcia is fighting February 21st. Is there actual potential that, you know, there'll be a quick turnaround for a potential?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that quick. I mean, Feb 21st, you know, March, April, May. Yeah, but like ultimately, that's what we want. Conor's mandatory for the winner of that fight. So we know we're going to get it. It's just a case of whether that date works for everybody. That's the date, you know, His Excellency had a very vague conversation with us. He loves the idea of that fight. We know we'd take thousands and thousands of Brits to Las Vegas. And hopefully Ryan can come through and we can make that fight. I think it's a mega fight. I think it's two guys with massive profile, two guys that are very, very exciting to watch. So let's see what happens between Ryan and Barrios, and Conor Ben is waiting, ready to go. Yeah,
just a few on the welterweight division as well. Lewis Crocker against Conor Walker. Yeah, any chance, I guess, would that fight?
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously, For me, I believe Conor Walker has absolutely earned the right to fight for the World Championship. The first fight between Conor Walker and Lewis Crocker was one of the fight of the year contenders. It was a very close fight. Obviously, Lewis would have home advantage over there. His confidence is sky high right now. Of course, he also looks at the other fights that might make him more money. But, you know, when we talk about a Devin Haney fight, unless Turki Alashikh turns around and makes that fight, who's going to pay the money that those guys want and need for that fight? Because it doesn't generate it. So looks at the other fights that might make him more money. But, you know, when we talk about a Devin Haney fight, unless Turki Alashikh turns around and makes that fight, who's going to pay the money that those guys want and need for that fight? Because it doesn't generate it. So
the butcher was good with it, homie. That's the part that people don't consider, because I heard them saying that they're trying to block Devin Haney and trying to stop him from this and that. I'm tired of hearing that. It's the same old song and dance. I said this more than a year ago. The way that y'all talk about the other promoters and stuff after you work with them, it's like as if you don't need them. Hell with them. And I remember Bill doing an interview saying they all was getting over it, doing them dirty. I'm like, damn. And you got Turki that was the champion of or the creator of the No Time and Jerry shit, right? Kind of like he was at the forefront of it. Now you got fights that might not be, you know, in his top list of things to do. So I don't think it's a matter of blocking them, but I think if there's any truth to 36 million, he gonna make sure you fight certain people for it. That's all I think. I don't think there's nobody trying to block you. I want to see him get the Crocker fight because it's a unification. Move that dude closer to being undisputed in another weight class. I want to see how far he could take it. So I think people need to pump their brakes. There's nobody trying to block him out yet and stop him from eating or being great. But I think it comes down to a matter of prioritizing particular fights. And I think when it comes to a Lewis Crocker and a Devin Haney, maybe I might not be on the highest list of things to do. And that's why I say you be mindful of how you speak about these different promoters, because then you might have to end up doing business with them again. Like right now, Eddie Hearn has the fighter that y'all want. Y'all been going back and forth with him saying, Eddie, you know, Eddie this, Eddie that. Man, when you was with Eddie, Eddie was looking out. When you're not with Eddie, it's business as usual. And he's pretty much said that verbatim on record. So I don't think we have no personal with Devin. I don't think Turki got a personal. I think he just might have personal fights that he may want to see or may not want to see. I don't know. I could be wrong, but hopefully he do get the unification because I think he earned it. He deserved it. If you got guys like Rolly not trying to fight, where that wouldn't be a Tom and Jerry, right? He said no, so that's not on Devin. He just went to the next guy. So I'm hoping he in a situation where he ain't got to scrape and claw to get somebody in the ring. The dude got a belt. He fought the guy that just said he couldn't beat, myself included, or that he would lose to. Get a guy a shot to continue to be great. But in the meantime, I don't think it's boxing's way of trying to block him or keep him away from being great. I mean, but this is almost over. Shout out to my brother Adam.
I want to say this real quick to add to that point that you was just making, Josh. I think it's important too for the fighters to understand that there's also the economical side that has to be satisfied, bro. It's like you want what for Lewis Crocker? This would basically be the damn Sandor Martin situation all over again. Where it's like you demanding a certain number, and yeah, you may feel like you're worth it because of your accomplishments, but the fight probably isn't as big. It ain't going to sell. Who's going to broadcast it? Is it going to be a pay-per-view? Who's going to be able to finance it? There's certain fights that just make sense because financially, you know, they're going to crunch all the numbers and you know what the projections are going to look like.
Right.
But most people, you say Lewis Crocker, they're like, who?
Yeah.
And Devin Haney is a fairly big name, but he ain't Canelo to where he can get in there with just anybody. He ain't gonna be able to get in there with like a Gildrum, Rocky Feldon,
and he demands a certain bag. You know what I mean? Dad want to get paid, so and they got to justify it, right? So the
venue, you know, how many tickets can you sell at what price point? Whether or not you can charge for pay-per-view, how much you could charge for the pay-per-view, like all of those things come into account.
Right.
Not unless you got somebody who's a financier who'll be able to just, all right, we just gonna throw whatever this your price. All right, boom. We're gonna throw that at it. or you got a ridiculously stacked card that would justify the price point.
Right. That's a fact. All truth. Shout out to Dane. He said Eddie been dragging Devin in the press. This is the thing. I listened to those interviews and those little clips and stuff. Look, people didn't like what he said about his last performance. He said he didn't like it. He said it, they asked him, do you still think Devin Haney is boring? He said, no, I didn't say he was boring. He said, that last performance, I didn't like it. He was like, I didn't care for it. Like, that wasn't the best performance from him last time. Like, you know what I mean? He had some good rounds, good start. He broke it down, but then he said, like, well, people said you wasn't saying that when you was promoting him, but he started naming some of the fights that he had when he promoted them. He was like, those fights look much different than that one. And he just had a point.
He had some exciting fights from him, bro.
Right. If you listen to the totality of what he said, maybe you could say it was a shot, but I don't think it was intended to try to diss him. People just be being super sensitive, and he really was honest. Like, yeah, of course, if you with me, I'm going to spin it a different way. You with me. I'm not going to sit here. It'll be crazy for me to be your promoter and go say, like, after performance, that was shitty. Like, of course not. But again, if you're not with me, I'm not obligated to be loyal to you. Why? And that's what he was acting like. Like, remember when he got in the media and started talking about how Eddie ain't give him tickets or something like that, and they had the little back and forth with that. And even Eddie was like, bro, the dude could have came to me, but no, he go on social media. Like, he be throwing these little fits. So I get it, what you're saying, but I don't think Eddie be dragging him, though, bro. I don't have the clips. I don't have it. I know he took a couple jabs at the performance, but that's to be expected, long as you ain't trying to tarnish the man brand. And I don't think he was trying to do that.
Man, they done
he
made
was
a
pretty
lot
thorough
of
with his
money
explanation,
together.
too, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, they done made a lot of money together. You got to realize they done made millions together. You know what I'm saying? And they're both in position, Eddie's promotions and with Devin Haney promotions is doing after they done left Eddie to make a whole bunch of money. They're the money fights now. They're prize fighters now. You see what I'm saying? And so it's like, of course, when you hear him talk like Eddie, you feel me? One thing about Eddie, it's like, and just like you will hear any of these promoters, sometimes they put their foot in their mouth, but 9 times out of 10, they try to keep it professional because there's big money on the line. You know what I'm saying? And they could be doing business in the future. You feel me? With how everything's lining up. So it's like, yeah, one thing about it, it's like Bill got ego and Eddie got ego too. You feel me? And it's like, hey, they made a lot of money together, but then they didn't see eye to eye. And now they out right here on top with some of the biggest fights that can be made right now. Because if Eddie was to work with Bill and Devin right now, Devin would be a side to Lewis Crocker. You feel me? As far as how the money's going, what's going to generate the fight is Devin, not Lewis Crocker. You see what I'm saying? So it's like
Devin
if they're
is
gonna
the
put it
main
together,
fighter, and
exactly.
that's the
If they're gonna
problem.
put it, that's the problem. And then it's like, hey, the risk versus reward with your fighter. It's like, hey, you got Lewis Crocker right here, and all the belts are scattered.
Right.
Would it be smart for me to even line him up with Debo Dev at this
Think
time?
about the
And it
business
wouldn't
side.
be from a business perspective. It wouldn't be. Because when you look at the tape, it's like Lewis Crocker don't show nothing that he's going to be able to do with Devin in the ring. I wouldn't watch them diamond fights. He
So
stays
it's
in a
like,
high guard and he moves forward.
do we
So
entertain
Devin's, he can't entertain it.
No.
No, he can't entertain it. Because it's like he knows his fighter. It's like what he said with Boots, like Connor Ben. It's like he told you straight up. He's like, I'm not running Connor Ben in the boots. Are you crazy? Like he literally said that at the post press conference. I think when after
I just
Boots
wanted
fought
to
Lima.
highlight for the people that don't be so fast to think people are out to get or against them. Think about it. They're about money and business.
It's
That
business.
shit makes sense. They're gonna do it. But again, Eddie is more honest than people give him credit for. He said it, bro. If you sign to me, then yeah, I may be even willing to lose money on the fight for you. I heard him say it. But if
that's
you're
on the
not,
front end though,
you're
because
gonna
in a
be a little
long-term
more blunt.
relationship.
You get what I'm saying? With what he putting out there, but he made it clear, like he don't have nothing against the Haney. He said they's good to work with too, right?
But
so he gonna say some shit, but that's light. I don't care about criticizing.
Just break it down though,
I heard him do it with Core and then walk it back too. That's what they do. When you ain't promoting somebody, you gonna talk some shit, and then when you with them, you like, man, Shakur might be the hardest guy to beat. That's what they do.
And just break down why they would lose money on the front end for you. Break it down so they'll know. They'll lose money on the front end because they'll lose $3 million if they can set up 30 million 2-3 fights down the line. They're gonna invest in you.
Well. Mm.
What's up, Just?
What's good? What's good with it, Joe?
What I gotta say on this is, Dev
Hey,
said
talk to me.
he said he'd go over there where Crocker from? He from England or something? Belfast,
Yeah.
England.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he'd go over there. He just did 20K over there,
Mm-hmm.
so he'd go over there to England, and all they gonna do is just hike up the prices a little bit more. And you know, all England over there, they gonna buy it up. So he just did like 20K over there. I don't see why the fight couldn't happen. And Bill said he willing to take a pay cut too. So like, I don't see why it can't happen.
Oh, that's not. I mean, look, you just never know how to shake out. But I started seeing the videos. Belfast, Ireland. Shout out to Elder. Appreciate you. Belfast is where you from. I just started hearing people making it seem like they about to block them out, and I'm like, bro, y'all be panicking too fast. That's why people be almost sounding like they're against you. Nobody's against them, but you got to start considering business. And that man get paid to step in that ring. Call that shit what it is. You know what I'm saying? Devin, the man, he won a certain amount of bread, bro. He ain't about to be playing now. Come on, man. He one of the top. He one of the top paid guys. Like he fitting that 1%, as they like to call it. He get money, bro. So you just always got to consider that. And then, all right, here boxer. You know what I mean? People don't particularly favor pure boxers nowadays. So you start thinking about styles, how the fight gonna look, the money you guys are asking for. This dude, the champion, he gonna want this, and that you start to have little snags. So you start to look for other means, or probably other fights that are more, I guess, entertaining.
And also to the brother Blaze's point, bro, control is a major key, because it's like, why the hell am I gonna go out here and get you this big ass payday, and then there's no commitment over here on this end?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's business.
And then you gonna skate off with my guy's belt, and then we left with nothing.
Exactly, and that's the thing. It's like if you really like boxing. If you really like boxing, you gotta respect the business. You don't gotta agree with it. You gotta respect the business. And these guys, like I said, there's levels to these fights, bro. Because it's like these guys are making. Devin's making 8 figures now? He can make 10 million for a fight now. You feel me? There's
But he
tiers.
know
Some
he
people
ain't gonna
still
make
making
that with
200,
Turki though.
300,000.
He know he ain't gonna make that without Turki though. So like, that's why he said he willing to take a pay cut with other promoters, because he know Turki only paying that.
No, he's willing to dictate what the market dictates. It's a lesser fight with Crocker. It's just that simple. It's like if Shakur come up and they was fighting Shakur, it's a higher, there's a bigger bag. Lewis
Nah,
don't
Shakur
got no
getting paid
name.
right now for Tio, because
That's what I'm trying
Turki
to
want
tell
the
you.
fight.
But what I'm saying is it's the name and the narrative. You got to have a name and a narrative, and then there's levels. Nobody know who Lewis Crocker is. Period.
They
You see what
know
I'm
him over
saying?
there. Didn't he just do like 20K? They know him
I
over there.
know he know him over there, but I'm talking about over here, and they're not necessarily quantifying the money over there too much, because
But
first
you
you
can
got to
hike it. You can
negotiate.
hike it up though.
I
You can
know,
hike up
but
the prices because Dave on the card, so
you also
you
got
can
to
put them
look at it
higher.
from Devin and Bill's side. It'd be like, no, how about we bring them over here and bring them in Vegas? That could be part of the negotiations. That's why I'd
I
be like,
can't.
when these names get ran into each other, we got to sit back and just let it settle out right now. Because one thing about Devin right now is Devin's fighting good fights. So if it ain't Lewis, it's gonna be somebody equivalent or better. You feel me? There's a lot of options on the table right now. That's why I don't get caught up chasing these headlines. Just let them get the details done and let them drop the fight for us. Because it'd be like cats be talking about ducking, cats be talking about this, cat be talking about business. We ain't at the table with them people.
Blocking them out. I'm like, nah, they ain't about to stop this man from
But I can't
doing what
give
he
Bill the
doing.
benefit of the doubt when he said he'll go over there. So if you
But
trying
they
to make him
say,
come over here, you said you already go over there.
I
And
know, but what I'm
I'm a
telling
Haney
you
fan,
is,
so if you say you're gonna go over there, you gotta go over there.
but that's why
That's all
you
I'm
got to
saying.
slow down as a Haney fan, because there's too many options for Devin right now. They gonna say anything, and then something's gonna stick. That's why you can't hold their word to it, because it's like, yeah, they'll go over there. Of course they go over there. You see, he went over there twice for Cambosis. He won undisputed, then went over there for the rematch. So we know they'll do it. That's not the question. The question is what's the negotiations look like, Crocker? What the negotiations look like for other fights that they got lined up right now? You see what I'm saying? That's why it's like, hey, people needs to we keep chasing these rumors, and it was like, hey, just every they gonna talk, because if there ain't talk about a fight, then there ain't no fight. So all these fights that we see talked about might happen. It's like the Boots and Devin might happen in the future. That might happen in 2027 because they done said it. They both done said it. You see what I'm saying? So it's like with me, I'd be like, man, just kick back. Dev just handled his business a couple months ago, or what, last month? It was really last month. You feel me? What are we talking about? They gonna have a fight in May. Don't trip. And it's
Yep.
gonna be something. You see what I'm saying? But it's like, hey, people be hating and be like, whether you like Haney or you don't like Haney. Because I like Haney. I thought I had Brian Norman beating him. I thought he would beat him, but in the sense of I didn't know what Devin was gonna be. And Devin showed us who he was against Brian Norman. So now I'm like, hey, I'm interested. You feel me?
I don't
On
think no
whatever
Devin
Devin and them
Haney
guys want to
detractors
do.
up here, bro. We just having a
No, but
legit conversation. We just exploring that side that they don't like to accept. Like
it's business though. One
certain,
thing about it,
yeah,
if you're a
certain
real
fights
fan
is
of
not
Devin,
that ain't on their list of things to do. It ain't on their top, priority. Like they gonna find that dude gonna get another fight, whether it's Lewis, Crocker, or
yeah, and
somebody
it's gonna
else.
be big.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you ain't gonna be able to stop that dude from doing what he's doing. He's gonna keep
Yeah,
winning.
they
He got a
about
belt.
to
Somebody gonna want to fight him, bro. So if it ain't Lewis Crocker,
absolutely.
if
I'd
Roly
also
want to
like
act
to
crazy,
add this
right,
to the
somebody gonna
to the
fight him.
situation, man. We
Mm-hmm.
heard Eddie Hearn in that interview that you were just playing, just
right.
He mentioned Conor Ben and how he would be the mandatory for
Right.
the winner of
Yeah.
Barrios versus Ryan Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say that he couldn't be trying to set up a unification between two in-house guys? That's a win-win
I'm
situation
telling
for
you.
him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like if you can hold off on making a
Yeah,
Devin Haney fight happen and have an in-house unification,
exactly.
potentially, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Exactly. And that's the
They can't
obvious
want to get Conor
answer.
Ben a
That's
belt.
what you gotta respect.
Yeah.
If you know that's there, it's like we gotta respect that move. You feel me? Because one thing about it, like Connor's a big name too. But I'm gonna tell y'all one thing, bro. Listen, if Ryan get that belt, Ryan ain't fighting nobody, bro. They're gonna protect him. He's not fighting Haney. He's not fighting nobody, bro. They already treat him like he won a belt. If he actually gets a title, oh wait, you think this gonna listen, the casual, gonna be the casual face of boxing. I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm worried about now. But I digress, you know. But I'm just putting that out there. It's like if Ryan get that title from Barrios, please, he'll be fighting kids.
you think so?
Man,
Mm-hmm.
yes, man. They will protect him. They
I
will
don't know,
protect their
cause like
faces.
Ryan, for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe it's the relationship between him and Oscar, or him having enough of a following to where he could be able to have a little bit more influence behind the scenes with these guys. But it seems like they haven't really been protecting them too much to this point. Like
Man,
Ryan, like
listen.
low key, he got a sneaky good resume for an Ostarine dude. But
But what I'm
I
telling you
mean,
is the
shit,
hardest
like
fight he'll
Tank, Devin
have is the
Haney,
Rolly
Luke Campbell,
rematch. Rolly
Rolly,
rematch at
My
best.
guy has
Rolly
sent this to
rematch
me.
at
Hey,
best. I'm telling
Barrios.
you.
they said, can someone Kirk Hearn, yo? They asking people to Charlie Kirk Hearn, man. Like that's how crazy, and that's the shit
Nah,
that
hell
those
no.
be the fans
I
of the
like Eddie
fighter,
Hearn.
right? Doing that weird shit like that, and it like Hearn is not. He's supposed to look out in the best interest of the fighter you like, rather than his own business. Should be weird.
I mean, cats is haters, man. The
Just
internet's
who
crazy,
said
man.
that? Just
Yeah,
he
one of them
ain't no Devin
weirdos in the
Haney fan,
comments.
man. We don't do that over here. We don't do
Yeah,
that over
he
here.
probably one of them, but just one of the unrealistic ones, though. You know what I mean? Which all fighters got those, right? All of them. He just one of them ones that, like, damn, bro, chill out. This dude, don't y'all get it? Y'all get it? They've been writing him off since he got fucking cheated. Where is he at right now? Sitting pretty as a 3 division champion. You can't fucking stop this shit. They can hate, they could push the narratives. Just sit back and enjoy the ride and watch these people keep being wrong. I'm telling you. That's what I see when you just wake up and you hate and you just take from what a dude continues to show you. They gonna keep winning. I'm telling you, that smoke, he gonna be around, bro. Bro ain't
Man,
going
man,
nowhere. And what is he,
Haney's about to be
26,
the next
27?
guy.
He good.
Haney's about to be the
He
next
good.
guy.
So just you don't feel like if he can't get the fights, Dev will have to do what he had to do, like with Cambosis. That's what I feel like he got to do if he can't get these fights. And you got to be willing and do a 2-fight deal instead of one-offs and
I
all this and
mean,
that.
it's
With
That's
the
what I'm gonna
rematch,
hold
possible.
him
yeah.
to. If
It
he
Yeah.
might
can't get
force
it,
him
that's
in
what I'm
that
gonna hold him to.
situation because they're gonna want
Yeah.
insurance. Like if he's fighting up again, maybe possibly, right? Just for conversation purposes, a guy don't want you fighting one of their fighters, whooping his ass, and then just keeping it pushing. You know how boxing is. They like some reassurance or some insurance, right? So maybe they want you for another fight. It's possible but I don't think it's gotten to that point yet. I think it's early. And I think, like, look, for example, look what just happened. Keyshawn and Hitchens Keyshawn and Jamaine Ortiz fighting instead of Hitchens and Ortiz. Not saying that's that, but shit just happened. I think it's early. I don't think there's no need to panic yet. I don't think they're trying to block him out or stop him from getting fights. Just think it's early, right? He just got out the
he
ring.
got too many
Let's see what's
options.
next. And keep it a buck. People don't be in a rush to go get fucking outboxed. I'll say it. They can sit here and try to push he can't hit hard. Bro, but you're looking a little bit stronger.
Do you think he's trying to force him to that Jack Catterall fight, though?
Say it again.
I said, do you think he's trying to force him to that Jack Catterall fight? Because, Jack Catterall, he number 2 right now in WBO. And isn't he signed with Eddie? So he may be trying to get that fight.
I think if you Haney though, shit, shout out to my baby girl, Miss Just Do. I think if you Haney, you just let Bill keep doing what he doing, right? Think you looking for the best option. You get what I'm saying? Like, think about something. All right, Rolly, boom. Rolly, like, I'm never fighting Devin. Cool. Then they go to Lewis Crocker. That's all they doing. They just trying to find the best option for him. If it's one of the unifications, they willing to take it. If not, then they'll move on. One thing about Bill, they're gonna find the opportunity, bro. They'll figure one out. They'll find something out. Figure out who
you
to
ate
fight.
too much. There's too much candy. Come on.
It's gonna be some people ain't in a rush to get them belts up. You get what I'm saying? Rolly ain't gonna be no damn favorite against Devin. And I don't even like to talk about sparring much. Not that it mattered, but the sparring that came out with them, man, he was putting hands on Rolly. I'm telling you, I just don't think he in a rush. Stylistically, it's just not a good matchup. He can box you, stay smart, stay sharp, and I just don't think people in a rush. Like he sound disinterested, not scared, just like let me fight Ryan. I want them to get his rematch. I'm like, bro, why you worry about him getting a rematch when instead of you being a unified champion? But when you Rolly and you playing with house money and you arguably shouldn't even be here, like I don't think he care about like legacy and trying to unify. I don't think he care about shit like that. So he'll quickly remove his name out the hat with a Devin Haney with no problem and think nothing of it. So I don't know. Devin just gonna have to keep going down the line. He ain't new to this shit. He know how it go.
I think Jack Catterall would definitely be suitable for Dev, though. Given Jack Catterall's last fight, I mean, he stopped a rugged dude in Echo Esserman who had never been stopped before. Hell, that was only his second L.
Right.
But he was fresh off of retiring Josh Taylor.
Right.
So, I mean, if you get a win over a credible guy like that, everybody else is tied up for whatever reason, whether it be promotional or financial reasons.
Right.
Hell, that's a hell of a name to add to the resume. You just keep padding the stats, man.
Right. I think and Bill just trying to find an opportunity. Like, you move on to the next thing. But I don't think there's no need to panic until he, he's sitting out and he on some he about to find himself on a layoff because you can't. But I don't think it's gonna get to that point yet. It's just early, and people don't want to admit. But guys don't be in a rush to go get outboxed by that kid. Say call what the fuck you want. A lot of guys stylistically, he on his A game against yours, and what you like to do, he can outbox you, and people are not in a rush for that. So yeah, they'll sit around and babysit and hold on to the belt as long as possible because that's just what it is. Not about being scared, but it's like I know dudes love the thought of calling themselves a champion, and that's just a risky fight, bro. He's gonna be a favorite in these fights. Think about it. You got to beat him, and a lot of guys I don't think they be wanting to deal with it for real. Shout out to my guy Shay, man. Appreciate the love. Say love your content, guys. Keep it up. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays, family. Appreciate the support.
Yeah, he got options, man. He's a month out. That's why I'm just waiting to see what develops.
Right.
But they do make sense with the Crocker fight. If they signed a 2-fight deal, if they negotiated and then he went over there first, and then there was a rematch clause to where Crocker could get his rematch, but he got to come over here. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, so
that sounds like they can make it right.
Let's see who get to who first, man. But Haney gonna be all right, man. He's talented, he's skillful, he undefeated. He's still a champion. They can box him out. That shit ain't gonna work.
And one thing, what I respect about Devin and what I respect about Devin Haney Promotions is they did what they supposed to do at 147. Y'all say there's nobody over there. They go for all unification bouts. Yeah. They call them all out.
Trying it.
And then they give excuses for why they can't happen, which is what it is, because it takes two sides to tango. But listen, he went for Rolly, you feel me? Barrios is tied up with Ryan, you feel me? And then he went for Crocker. It's like, what else more can he do? There ain't really nothing else he can really do because he probably is going up to 154. I still think they'll eventually fight Boots or challenge Boots in like 2027 or something.
I got you, Reef. She lost her
You
voice the
feel me?
last time.
I'd have Boots in the fight, but I think they'll really take that fade later on, though, more sooner than later. I think like 2027, it might be right.
It's gonna be fun seeing how all this shape out. 140 getting deeper, 47 is getting interesting. They gonna have some new players soon enough. This
Because
shit
you
gonna
gotta
get fun.
think about this. If when Boots handles his business at 154 when he gets a title, I mean the fight with Ortiz is the money fight, but when he gets a title at 154, and then if Devin's still handling his business when he come up, that's a super fight. That's big money right there. Because that's all
But
Boots is
they
gonna need.
wouldn't
Boots just need a title at 154.
they wouldn't go after Boots right away. They'd probably go after somebody like Xander Zayas and
Nah,
then go
not
after
right
Boots.
there at that point. I don't think at that point though. I think at that point
You
it's
ain't just
right.
finna move up and fight Boots. I don't see that.
Well,
You
well,
want to
I
go get
get you. It
another
makes
champion
sense. It makes
and
sense.
then
You
unify.
get your tune up up there.
Yeah.
Get your one fight though. It's just one fight though, fam. It's just one.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's
And
the
y'all
worst
know I'm
case
coming to
scenario
get
too.
Boots.
They
You feel
could
me?
do
So
that.
you know, because when Devin fights that tune up, they're gonna be like, why didn't he fight Boots? Why didn't he fight Boots? That's the only reason he can do it. He has to take one fight
Not if he
and then
go. Not if he
challenge.
move up and go fight a champion though. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm
If he
saying.
move
Yeah,
up
you know,
and
he
go
gets
fight
his.
Xander, he'll get a little leeway.
Yeah, but they gonna still chirp the whole time. You see what I'm saying? Through Xander. They gonna say, oh, Boots, he should have fought Boots. Oh, what's up? They gonna be talking Boots the whole time. So yeah, like you said, his best bet, the best bet to go there is go there and
Right.
get a title. Then it's really super fight because it's unification. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? It's unification at 154. That's a super fight. And then look, I'm trying to tell you the one before that, though, is you feel me? Shakur's putting his foot in his mouth. I don't care what he's talking about with the contract. But if Shakur went at 147, hey, he can go fight Dev. They can figure it out. That's a super fight right now. That's 4 division champion versus 3 division champion. You undisputed. You feel me? If Dev stay at 147 and he fights somebody at 147. You know, so that's why it's like we got super fights on the way. All these joints is ripening up. You feel me? Tio is who Tio is. He's finally fighting Shakur. You feel me? It's like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm liking about how everything, how the dust is settling at 140, 147. You feel me?
Right.
There's a lot of smoke up here. Then Keyshawn, look, if Keyshawn beats Jamaine Ortiz on the same
I want
card,
him to
listen,
move
bro.
up. I want him to move up. I want that.
But think about this. If he beats Jermaine on the same card, right? Then him and Shakur's next card, they're co-main in the next event. Shout out to Jay Prince together. You see what I'm saying? Whoever they fight. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, these young boys is putting themselves in position now. Cats ain't paying attention. That's what I love about it. Keyshawn fumbled. Come on, bro. He fumbled. He fumbled his title defense in his hometown. That's a lot of money that was wasted by ESPN. And then he gets back in the mix and he gets back on a co-card on his first fight back against solid competition. That's why he looked like he been training the whole time because he's dead serious about getting back in position.
Yo,
Dead
Just
serious. He's right back in the mix.
did Keyshawn ever explain why he left Bomac?
Nah, we don't know yet.
Not really. Not really.
Yeah, I still want to hear why he left him.
I think Bernie alluded to just briefly, like somebody had brought it up too, like saying, you know, it's still love, but you know, one of them things maybe you could just butt heads and you probably just need to make a little change, man. Nothing too crazy. Like I
Gonna
don't
be the
think
question mark
you
with his
can't come back
performance,
from.
though.
Just guessing, you know, because probably just I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe you just felt like you need to make the change. You never know, because as far as what we could see from the outside looking in, they gel together well when it comes to fighting, man. You know what I mean?
Man,
They
listen,
do
they
their
was
thing
training
together.
him up to
So.
go. I think out of all the fighters recently, he got the best resume going up, like raising his level of competition immediately and getting to that belt within 13 fights.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, bro, if you look at his competition, he was always fighting. He wasn't fighting cans coming up, you know, and
Right.
that's with that type of training. So I'm interested in that training switch is going to be something to behold because we're going to see how he performed because they had him on a whole different type of timing, you know. But you know, he got the mental and behavioral health issues, and I like the way he talk about them and all of that. Hopefully, he keep a good team around him, and they got whatever they need specifically for him. That he needs what he needs for him to be his best.
He
You
with
know,
Wally now, right?
I'm not sure.
What you
We gonna
said?
see. I said, is he with Wally now? But he said he ain't sure. But we gonna see. We gonna see on the 31st.
Real
Yeah, we
metal
gonna see.
Tyrell boxing. What's good, champ? How you feeling, fam? He'll be with well, I know Coach Ron Sims is somebody working with, so be on the lookout for that. You might see that.
Hey,
All
Jess.
right.
Hey, Jess,
Mhm.
how long you think Keyshawn been training for the specifically like knowing he was fighting on the 31st?
I think for a little while, especially with the looks of it, to see how he looked.
Yeah.
Like he don't look like I just been chilling. He looked like he did know for a little while.
He looked like he ready
And
to weigh in.
yeah, he been in that camp a little bit. Like he been staying loose and running miles. I've been paying attention to the videos and stuff, so I know he's been constantly like putting some type of work in behind the scenes. And then when I heard he was one of the, core like main sparring partners and stuff for the camp, I was like, oh yeah, he's staring. They sharpening each other. And Core keep crediting him for pushing him. He pushing you to the level because his ass got a fight coming up too. So I love to see it, man. This is how you get what I'm saying. You make the most of this opportunity. If you Keyshawn, you did some
Yeah.
wrong things to bring the eyes to you. Now they all paying attention, and even more so because it was kind of like a swap. They was thinking, Hitchens and Jamaine. Okay, now it's Keyshawn. They're like, oh, okay. More eyes is more of a reason to pay attention. You came back out of nowhere, beat his ass, bro. Or do you make the most out of your opportunity?
And what's
Just
crazy about it is how they can leverage it. Keyshawn versus Jermaine is a bigger fight than Hitchens versus Jermaine. Like
It's
name
crazy,
wise,
right?
no.
hey,
Right.
what I thought was crazy was like when you did the breakdown last week of Keyshawn and Shakur. I
Mhm.
thought it was crazy that like he had Keyshawn and Dev when he was going to Olympics in there. I'm just like, damn, he's sparring both of them to get
Yeah,
ready for Olympics. That was just crazy to me.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Sharpen that iron. Shout out to Blunt. Yeah, Jay Prince on it, man. He
And
had
he
sent that little throughout the bait a while ago saying something about Keyshawn. He was saying like all we missing is Keyshawn or DB3. I forgot how he put it, but that was before he made the official signing. So he
Did he
really
he
steal
did
that
named
that.
it.
fight from? Did he steal that fight from Hitchison? Because he said Hitchison said he signed it. So like, I'm still
I
confused on
think
what happened
I
right
think it
there.
just be business, right? Like when you hear it, like I don't have all the answers, but what I could say from what I'm hearing, seemed like it was miscommunication, whether it was on one side or both. Hitchens saying he signed, Jamaine Ortiz sound like it was some discrepancy as to what was going on possibly on his side, but that shit like that happen all the time, bro. That I'm not glad it happened, but it's a teachable moment. It's something for fans to like learn from. And I want to say that I know you saying still you don't really mean, but there's no such thing, bro. You kind
No,
of
not
you
not
get
not still. But the
I
way
get what you're
Keyshawn was
saying because
talking
people say
about it,
that,
he
but I'm
was
like,
like,
nah.
I was being quiet. I seen y'all arguing on
Yeah,
on
hell
Twitter.
no, you
I
can't
was being
still
quiet this
like
whole time. I'm like, damn, Keyshawn.
yeah, he just in the cut, man, and he's just a get back fight because at first they was talking about. Remember, they was thinking he was stealing Crocker from Haney. I'm like, bro, y'all tripping. Y'all think he about to come back after that situation and jump up to 47 and get the title shot, and they gonna just approve it and just let it rock? Like, why they gonna do
And
that
that's
for him?
why I don't chase
Hell
them
no, they like, man,
stories,
he about to
man.
steal Crocker from Devin. No, he not, bro. Could we stop talking this weird shit?
You don't
Boxing
think?
don't work like that. People don't steal fights. People do business. The ones that do the better business make the fight. It's
But you
just
you,
that
you
it's
don't
that
think they
simple sometimes,
approved
bro.
that though? I think they would have approved that fight though.
I
He is
mean, look,
a former champion.
it just
Like
might
they would approve it.
the opportunity might have to come through somebody else, possibly, right? It ain't the
Hmm.
end all. Maybe if Turkey ain't interested in the fight, maybe somebody else might be. But I could see why Eddie Hearn would drag his ass because he know what Devin Haney could do. Come on, man. He know what he could do. It's a good chance he can get right up in there, box Lewis Crocker, take that belt haul last, flip him the bird, and keep it pushing. So he ain't gonna be in a rush.
Yeah. But if he
That
can't
fan
get no
language is
fight, he should
crazy
just
as
need to
hell to
take
me,
care of
man. The
Jack
possessive
Catterall.
fan language,
Yeah,
like calling people
Yeah, man.
leftovers and
yeah,
stealing. Like, how do you
yeah,
steal somebody from
yeah,
somebody?
yeah.
Hey,
I
nah,
hate
it's
it too.
just
I hate
man.
leftovers and I hate the stealing shit, but I get where Joe because that's
Listen,
what they saying or how they framing it. Like he's stealing. Nah, nobody's stealing no fight.
Hey
and ain't
man, the
nobody
YouTube
leftovers
boxing
unless they
lingo is
actually poop.
crazy. The YouTube boxing lingo is crazy. You feel me?
I
Especially when
try
it
to
be in
remain. I try to
negotiations,
have some
everybody a
integrity,
duck.
man. I try not to be like these people just saying wild shit, leftovers, stealing fights. Nah, these dudes great, man. They're gonna keep being great. A lot of these guys that be getting hated on, man, they're gonna be there when the smoke clear. That's why people do all they can in the meantime to hate and detract, because it's gonna get to a point where you're gonna have to give them credit, man. So they're gonna just hate until they forced to have to give credit, man. That's how they do it
I don't
nowadays.
think he really stole it. I just think they did leave. Ortiz team did leave Richardson his team in the dark though. That's what I do feel like.
Could be
I
that
feel like
too.
they did leave him in the dark.
He wasn't
Maybe they
there.
feel
We
like,
don't know, bro. They'll come out and probably talk about
hey,
it.
look, it could have been anything. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they knew they had previous history with Ortiz, and they had to be they kind of robbed Hitchens, took it from him. Maybe they was like, nah, we'll catch the guy that ain't fought at 140, newer to the division, give him same fought in a while. Maybe fight boxing is like that. Maybe they feel like they had some advantages over the younger Keyshawn. Who
Or he
knows?
might have stepped aside.
I'm
Hitchens might have
saying
stepped
Hitchens
aside
is a
for another
guy that
opportunity.
it's
So
not
you
why.
never
If
know.
you see
You never know.
somebody beat him, it's not gonna be easy. He can really buy. He's
Yeah,
smart,
he's good.
and that's what people don't get because they feel like it's some things that he may lack physically. But I keep saying it. What do boxers tell you? Boxing is mostly mental, man. You get what I'm saying? Like that's the part of it that he got, and he can really, really box. So he's gonna be an easy guy to deal with.
But shit, I feel like if he can't get no fight at 140, he should move up with the IBF belt and challenge Crocker. If he can.
Shout out to Dub, always dropping the info in the chat. Bob and paying Crocker repeatedly compared to Turkey. It's all depending on what these
I like
guys call
Lindolfo. Lindolfo's tough, man. I like the way he fight.
Who that?
Lindolfo Delgado. He basic as hell, but I like his disposition.
I
As
do.
far
I
as
just wish
Richardson Hitchens, though,
I wish
I
he'd
mean,
fight like he with a sense of urgency, and that's my biggest critique for him. I'd be like, bro, won't you
yeah,
fight like you like
that Elvis
fight?
Rodriguez fight,
Yeah,
he was like kind of like on cruise control, but
that's what he be doing. I said it to Tim Bradley. I was like, yo, did you think like that it was maybe him not having Robert? He was like, man, it don't matter who he got, man. This guy, something he just said. I forgot he had a criticism, but he was basically like, nah, it don't matter who he got.
his ass be chilling.
Hey,
He
did y'all
don't
see?
fight
Did
with
y'all
like
see
with
Hitch's last
business.
interview where they was asking him about Keyshawn, and he was basically talking about he talked the halfway through for him to fight Keyshawn, and he was saying that it was Shakur beating Tio, vacating the title, and then Keyshawn fight Mercado for that eliminator or something.
Right.
So it was like that's the last thing I seen come out of Hitchens' mouth. As far he wasn't even necessarily talking about the Jamaine Ortiz fight. So it'd be like there'd be so much going on behind the scenes. I can just go
Yeah.
on and go off of what he said the last time I heard him in an interview. I forgot who interviewed him, but that was just literally like a couple days ago. Because they asked him about, the exchange that they had back and forth. Remember that famous tape that they're going back and forth.
Yeah.
Right.
So what it is, Hitchin got options too at 140. So,
Right.
he come off of this, he'd be on another card. You feel me? Fighting
That'd
somebody.
be
You never
dope if
know.
Hitchens get Frank. He say he
When
gonna have a
is
better
Yep,
fight,
see,
a
like
better
Frank.
opponent.
Yep, that's what they were saying, Frank.
So
You feel me?
let's
So if he
hope
was to fight
he
Frank right
wasn't just
now,
saying that.
it lines up for him.
when is Gary gonna fight though?
Which
I just feel
one?
like his Gary Russell.
Antoine Russell.
Yeah,
He's talking
Gary
about
Antoine.
Antoine? His
Yeah,
fight coming up.
Antoine.
What card was that?
Andy,
Damn, my bad.
I
Yeah,
thought
what
he was
card was that?
still slated to fight Andy Hiroka.
No,
Yeah,
I know he gonna fight
yeah.
Hiroka, but I'm talking about when. That
Oh, you
fight
said
been
I
pushed
forget
when?
back
what
so
card that
many
was on
times.
though. I just had it. We was just talking about it. Y'all got pardon me. My memory be slipping me. Yeah, he definitely still fighting Andy. He's still fighting Andy Oroka, man. I forgot the date. Dub is in here. He'll get it. He'll drop. Shout out to the fax machine. That's why I tell you I go type into my guy. There you go, February 21st. Barrios Garcia.
So there you
Appreciate
got
you. I
it.
couldn't remember the date of the card, bro, for nothing.
He gonna get his time.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna get his time. No, one thing about it, because there ain't gonna be no divine. He just gotta defend it and stay ready and stay open for a
Right.
belt. He gonna get his time, and
Right.
then he gotta pay them sanctioning fees and get ranked up in there and enforce it. You know, he gonna get his time. One thing about it, he's you know, he the one that we at 140. I think he might be the one out of all of them at 140.
I ain't gonna lie,
Especially
that
when he
shit
did
just
the
like low key
Ryo.
made me sad again, gents, because I was just thinking about that Jake Paul card that just took place with AJ. If that thing had came through with Tank, remember Andy and Gary Antoine, they supposed to be fighting then. That would have been a perfect
Oh
opportunity to
yeah,
introduce him to a
yeah.
whole new fan base.
Ooh, big fan base,
20,
big
30
fan
million
base.
people seeing Gary Antoine fight.
Ooh,
Now they like, man, I gotta tune in. That was a
ooh.
blown opportunity.
Cause listen, he was on Ryo's helmet. He was on that undercard with Tank last time when he got on Ryo's helmet. You feel me? Got on Ryo. He didn't let his foot off the gas. He was there. That's why everybody want to see what's up. Everybody know what's up. Nobody want to deal with dude, man. Then that be the thing. It ain't their fault. It's business, man. He ain't got the name right now. You feel me? It ain't worth the risk barking up that tree with him.
I feel like
On
Hitchison could beat
everything.
him though. I feel like Hitchison
Yeah,
could beat him.
that'll be a great fight. That would be, I mean, you know, Hitchinson will have to stay behind that jab, but you feel me? Antoine's coming for you. You
Yeah, I
know?
wanted Hitchison to fight Subriel too for the IBF when he was the man though, but like I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah, we're gonna see. It's gonna shake out for everybody. That's why I'm just like boxing's in a good state right now. We got some very good fights coming up.
Across the board too, man. Because hell, we've been getting a lot of good boxing. A lot of
Yeah,
good boxing from the mainstream to the IBAs and the OTXs and all that stuff, man. Boxing's in a
yeah,
real good place.
yeah, they scrapping, man. That's why it's like this big one coming up. This Shakur versus Tio is big. And you know, I ain't selling Tio short. I went back and watched the Sandor Martin fight last night. I didn't think he did as bad as everybody thought. He just got caught slipping in the second round and you know and got dropped. And he got dropped later on with like that slip and they didn't call it. But outside of that, he was walking him down. You know? So I want to see how it's gonna really play out.
Yeah, he was walking him down, but I feel like he was not accurate that fight at
Yeah, but he
all.
was
I
going
felt
up
like
against
he was just chasing a knockout. That's what I felt like I was
but
watching instead of him
but he
boxing.
I know, but people don't give opponents credit. It's like Pacheco against Sanjo. Sanjo came with it that night. And like I said, and what you call it, Sandor Martin got his nose broken in the first round, but he fought off the back foot nice all night. He was 40-2. The only really notable win was Mikey Garcia, but he beat Mikey Garcia. You feel me? Fighting off that back foot. So, you know, he gave, you know, your opponents give you challenges. You know, it wasn't like dude was just a kid. You know what I'm saying? That'd be the thing when you be, you know, these opponents. It's like, you know, you gotta, you know, it's just like Bud versus Magramov. You run into a good opponent that don't got a name, but he's a good opponent. And then it'd be like that'd be your worst fight or your off night or, you know, or whatever critique because it ain't up to the standards of how you came in. Because, you know, we all remember Tio coming in as the takeover, you know, Heisman weekend, back flipping, getting everybody out of there. And then, you know, he beat Loma. You know, he just bum rushed Cambosis and lost to Cambosis, and that didn't age well. But outside of that, you know, the boy's been fighting,
But
you know.
do you think in that Sandor fight he could have been more patient instead of trying to just rush everything? Because that's what it looked like to me when I watched that
But
fight.
you yeah, but when you looked, he stepped forward and stepped forward. That's how he did against Jamaine Ortiz, and Jamaine Ortiz stayed on the outside most of the fight. So it just be
Hmm.
like that be his issue. It's hard for him. He don't look good. He don't look good having to step to a boxer. You feel me? He don't look good. Now
It's
that's
his
gonna be his
footwork. It ain't that
yeah.
good.
And that's why his thing with like Shakur be like he ain't got a chance because you know Shakur gonna keep that range and pick him apart. Because yeah, he can't because you know Shakur play off the back foot and play the range on him and he'll catch him every time he's trying to step forward and make it uncomfortable. Tio got a little bit of savviness too though. Tio got traps, Tio can bait, Tio, you know, got good head movement. Tio uses jab up and down. It's like, you know, he ain't just going looked like a bum against Shakur, but that's why I went and watched that Sandor Martin fight because them southpaws be giving him trouble. You know, and
I think
Sandor
it's
Martin
because
was
his
in the
jab
southpaw position.
inconsistent as hell, though. That's the issue. His jab is so inconsistent.
Yeah, he don't use his
But
jab
but
that much
but
either.
but against Barboza he did. But they don't. Nobody gives credit to Barboza, bro. But he fought damn near a perfect fight against Barboza. He only got
That was an
caught once, like in the
orthodox
sixth
fighter though.
round.
Like you said,
I know, I
he be
know,
having trouble with southpaws.
I know. That's why I'm just giving him credit for the
But even in that
orthodox.
fight, though, it was kind of like sporadic, though, the usage of it. I think with Barbosa, me personally, I felt like it was more flash than it was substance. Like you look at when he's showboating and doing all this other stuff, but
But
it wasn't like a super thorough performance. It was entertaining because he was out there being a showman, but it wasn't like super duper thorough. And the one thing I did notice is that like Tio definitely has an issue with defending against right hands, and I believe a lot of it has to do with one, positioning, and two, like he's not a guy that's gonna vary his guard too frequently, nor does he like create traffic with his lead hand too frequently. Like when you see when he got dropped by what's my man's name? Cambosis, he was walking forward with his damn lead hand down. And then
he
just got
rushed.
caught
He
with a
rushed
damn overhand
Cambosis
right.
though. He
He
rushed
didn't rush.
Cambosis.
He wasn't. But when he got dropped with the right hand, he wasn't rushing. He was just coming forward. But
Yeah.
again, he wasn't coming forward behind the jab, and then also he was keeping his lead hand down, and he's right there on the line. It's just how he closes the gap. With him, it doesn't really feel like there's any type of in between. Again, Sandor
Yeah.
Martin, he was literally just lunging, throwing the right hand from too far out. So I would say like the range is the
That's why I
biggest
said.
thing
That's why
with
I
him.
said the range. Shakur with the range, and just with that half step back and full step back,
Oh my
it's gonna
lord,
be a problem for Tio.
it's gonna be
Who
check
got
hook city, bro.
who
Check hook
got the
city.
longer
Yeah.
arm reach? Who got the longer arm reach?
They're about equal. If not, they're separated by like a half inch. But the difference is like Shakur is actually pretty consistent with his lead hand. Even when he's not jabbing, he gonna be measuring the range. You see in certain fights like the Valdez fight, the ref hack actually warned him, "Hey, Corey, you can't just leave it out there like that." But
Yeah,
he's always
his.
gonna be measuring range, not just with his feet, but also with his hands. Tio
I
doesn't
feel
do that.
like
He's
Shakur. He
inconsistent as
going
hell.
I feel like Shakur gonna jab more than we ever seen him jab though in this fight too.
Hell
Cause he
yeah.
gonna have to. He gonna have to.
It's gonna be jabs and check hooks, and like Blaze was
Yeah.
saying, I think he gonna time him on the entry. And
It's the
Tio
yes
can't
that.
afford to be he can't afford to be impatient like he generally is.
Yeah.
If you look at how many times he was lunging in versus Jamaine Ortiz and versus Sandor Martin, hell, he got dropped twice by Sandor Martin off of
Yep.
check hooks that were just grazing him off the top of the head because he was out of
Off of
position.
balance, out of balance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
See, you caught that.
I'm
And the
with you,
thing
man.
is,
I'm a dip off early, so I'm gonna try to call Monster 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. I think Dub said 5 o'clock in the damn morning. Yeah,
It's tomorrow, right? That fight
yeah,
tomorrow, right?
5 a.m. G,
Yeah, I'm used to his
5
fights
a.m.
happening on Friday morning though.
man,
It's
listen,
crazy,
it starts at like 2 where I'm at. I'm on the West
right?
Coast.
Damn.
Yeah,
You feel me?
yeah, man. So it's gonna be wild, but we're
So
gonna
I'm pretty
figure it
much
out.
pulling an all-nighter. I'm definitely seeing Junto. I don't care. I'm seeing Junto live. That's what I want to see. That's what I like.
I don't like
That
how
boy
they had
Junto
them do a
Nakatani.
sit down. I don't like how they had them do a sit
Hey,
down
he
and they not
see
fighting
through the fights.
each
Yeah,
Yeah,
other.
that's
and BD
crazy.
Cole.
That's
Shout
just
out to
crazy
everybody, man. Hit
disrespectful,
that
ain't
like
it?
button on the way out, y'all. Hit the
I
like
never
button.
liked that. I never liked see-through fights like that.
Shout out to
Like, don't
BD.
Yeah.
say
Whoever
nothing
get
until
up
you
with me,
get
man, we
handle your
gonna be up,
business.
man. I'm gonna try to get up this
That's
morning.
what happened with the Rain and Dead fight.
Yeah.
Shout out to Aunt McQueen, my dog. I see him flipped all
Then
blazing.
for me, it delegitimizes the sport because it's like, is these fights fixed? Like you guys is already acting like it's a set deal, set in stone. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't
That
like
fight
it. It
technically tonight, right? I
delegitimizes.
know, right? Might as well catch the highlights. I might pop up. Sometimes I don't be minding because you get your day started early with boxing, my energy be good. I'm telling you, I don't know how boxing do for y'all, but it be like therapeutic, all that shit. I be chill, bro. Especially at the fight. I be like a damn kid. I'll be at peace, bro. I'm telling you. I love seeing people get punched in the face. I don't think it sound crazy. They do it. Shit, I'm watching. I be man, I don't be having a care in the world watching boxing, bro. So
Hey,
I
who
like
was the last
bro.
dude?
We get
Monster fought?
boxing on at a strange time. It don't be the worst. It's just a reason to
No.
be up. Ryan from the 6. I love it. Shout out to my dog.
It went 12. I forgot. Dude got a weird name. The
Happy
fight before that,
Yeah,
though, Cardenas was the one he got dropped in, though.
yeah, Cardenas.
That
Yeah,
was a good fight. I just watched that one
he had
last
just
night.
got like a fifth or
work.
sixth round
Work
knockout
at 8
on
a.m.
Pro Box.
You might be up. I'll be up
Yeah,
at the
Cardenas
wildest
hit
times
hard,
anyway.
bro.
Yeah.
Cardenas hits
Especially
hella hard.
yeah,
He
the
be in the
last
high
dude
guard,
he
then he
fought was
just
MJ.
come out of it with that lead left hook.
Yeah.
Ahmadaliev.
He over there with Pro Box right now. I just seen him get that knockout.
Yeah, Ahmadaliev took him
I'm
the
gonna go
distance.
check it out.
Let's see if Picasso could take him the distance. I don't think he's gonna win. Let's see if he can be tough and rugged enough to take him the distance.
Hey, you watched the tape on Picasso, Jess?
Man, I just think he got some little punching power. But what I be looking for is for you to have, you gotta have something like that's crazy about you. Like, you get me? Special about you to beat that dude. Like, you can't just be a really good fighter, and that's unfortunate. You gotta be.
He got a little length on him, don't he? He got a little
Yeah,
length.
he got super
Yeah.
reach, but he
Yeah.
feels he just feels a step behind, bro.
And that's what the
It's a
problem
step
gonna be
behind.
all morning.
And I'm not even just talking about like speed, physical, but it'd be like the IQ. Because one thing
Yeah.
about it is, Monster's gonna switch levels. Monster's jab is stiff when he get there too. He got the stiffest jab in the.
Man,
He
he
might
fight
have
with an
stiffest
arrogance
jab.
that just makes him good. Like
He
you
might
can
have
tell he's
stiffest
a
jab in
arrogant, but
boxing
it's
right now.
in a good way.
You think he don't stop
Fuck
him?
with me.
One
Beat
thing
your
about
ass.
Picasso looked tough, and Picasso stayed come out the high guard. He
So let's see how
Monster
Picasso
could.
how you deal with him, bro. It's gonna be fun because I just like guys that come to win and not lay down and not just be an opponent. So if he do that, he good with me. Win, lose, or draw.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
He got
come to
high
fight,
guard.
bro. That's all I ask.
And he punches hard, but he's kind of physically he's slow.
Right.
But what I'm telling you is like with the angles and everything else that he's gonna see against Monster, and just dealing with that jab and dealing with what type of punches he gonna have to deal with standing at high guard like that. You feel me? Because he stays in the high guard and walks down, and then
Yeah,
he throws it.
that uppercut gonna be open.
Yeah, so we gonna see,
Right. Well, shout out to y'all boys, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up on me, man. Listen, the link gonna always be in the chat, so it's always in my community section, by the way, y'all. So y'all always feel free to click the link and come up and build. I'm gonna dip early because it's Friday. I'm gonna see if I can wake up early enough to call the fights. And I usually be calling these fights for Monster. I be getting up early, man. I've done it multiple times, so maybe I can pull it off this morning. Cash Sports, my guy. Shout out to you, man. And shout out to Bleeds, man. Appreciate you, my guy.
Appreciate you having me on,
already
man.
know.
To the
Happy
next time.
holidays, man. Salute
Happy
to everybody.
holidays. Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa, my guy. Y'all hit that like button on the way out on either side, man. Sub to the channel if you're new. Hit the bell icon. Hype the live stream. We're going to keep building. We're going to try to come back. Maybe we come back for the Saturday stream tomorrow and build as well, man. So with that, man, enjoy the rest of this Friday, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace to the fan. Or we might be up for Monster in this 5 this morning. So we'll see y'all.
Representing Brick City, Shakur. Finding those levels too. Look at that 4-punch combination.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. And Shakur meeting them with straight left hand.
Oh, there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Right now, we're gonna give him his just due. Shout out to my brother Just